Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly dungeon master this evening. Tonight, we are continuing with our exploration of an old friend of mine, the Champions role-playing game. So this is going to be yet another test session for us. We are still getting, for Steve and Jeff, getting acquainted, and for me, getting reacquainted. Let me set up the screen sharing here so everyone can see everyone here. Where am I? There we go. Put on there. Present to everyone. Hide. Let me get off my fucking channel here. There we go. And let's see here. Yeah, that's right. Let me move us over to what we're playing. Boom. Championes. So, with me tonight are two of the regular fixtures of the podcast. Of course, Jeffrey.
Hello, everyone.
And Steve-O.
Yo.
So this is continuing on from our first session playing around with this game. Tonight we're trying something a little different. The guys are playing different characters. Steve is playing a superhero spellcaster named Warlock. And Jeff is playing a armored hero named Hardpoint. And actually, I'll prompt the. There we go. So there's what Warlock looks like. And you see that, Jeff?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And this is what Hardpoint. Whoopsies. Hardpoint looks like. Yo, Steve-O.
Nice.
Yeah. So, Jeff, do you have any questions about Hardpoint's abilities, or do they sort of make sense to you? Oh, there's one. Well, there may be two things that you haven't encountered yet in the multi-power. So, Mills, I'll quickly dive into that. So, Hardpoint's powers, like Maelstrom, like you played last time, has a multi-power. And see if I can actually. Why don't I just share each of your characters with each other so you guys can see? Because I think that if what we're trying to do with this session is to, for all of us to learn the system, this will allow all of us to. There you go, Steve. Can you see that now?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna scroll down those powers. The multi-power is very much like your multi-power or like the one that Maelstrom had. The blast should make sense. The OIF is one thing you have not seen before. One of the ways you build powers in this is you can use foci, things that have your powers built into them, like green arrows. Bow is an obvious, because you know where the power is coming from, as opposed to inobvious. And it's accessible, meaning it can be taken away. As opposed to inaccessible focus, like, say, Iron Man's armor. Iron Man's armor is an obvious, inaccessible focus. Means I know where the fuck that power is coming from, but until I knock you out, I can't take it away from you. An accessible focus is something where you know it's what it's being caused by, and it can be taken away with a grab maneuver. Give me that thing, So the OIF, that's what that means. It affects the cost. An obvious accessible focus is a huge disadvantage, obviously, but it also gives you a massive discount in pricing things. So, like, let's say you wanted to you had a bunch of character points now to add to Warlock, and you I think I'd like to have a teleportation staff, right? But I need to have a staff in my hands. You build as an OAF, it halves the price of it. It's really, but someone else gets that, you don't get to use it, and they do.
Right.
Yeah, so you can modify that obviously too, but anyway, so that's what OIF means. Auto fire, Jeff, you take your shot, and every 2 points by which you beat the roll, you hit with another shot. So it's a chance of you can also use auto fire to do suppressive fire. You spend your whole round kind of firing your pulse blast into an area, and anyone that tries to cross that area, you get to make an attack against them. It also counts as, I think, a presence attack as well. An RKA is a ranged killing attack. Remember we talked last time the difference between stun or normal damage and killing damage? So that's something where killing attacks are extraordinarily effective against inanimate objects. So I think that, assuming you're a hero, that's probably what that's going to be used for. is for, you know, punching through the what do you call it? You know what? I need to. Okay. No, it's just us. Okay. I'm going to listen for when I thought I didn't invite Dave or Nick or Corey to Roll20, but we'll cross that bridge when they come on. The other thing we haven't seen, there's another thing we haven't seen, Jeff, is required roll. Now, your laser bolt, the RKA, the range killing attack that you've got there, not only does that thing cost you a butt ton of endurance to use, it also has a chance of frying out. So every time you use it, you need to roll 14 or less, and if you don't, that power doesn't work anymore. Okay? So it's kind of like, think of the second Iron Man film, right? When you do that crazy maneuver, and he's like, I can't do it again. That would be how it would work, you know, sort of in this. The site group flash. So what you do is, you remember from last time how to calculate body on a normal damage roll? 2 to 5 counts as 1, 6 counts as 2, 1 counts as 0.
Right. It's the number. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what you do with a flash is you attack. If you hit, you roll damage, but you only count the body, and that's how many segments that is in effect for. Not phases, segments. Remember, there's 12 segments per turn. You only act on your phases. So on average, you're going to knock someone out for half of the turn. They're not going to lose their sight. So that's huge.
That's flare blast.
That's the flare blast. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the last one is Enervator. Oh, I forgot about this. This is cool. Drain Strength 6d6. So what that is if you hit with that ability, you roll 6d6, you subtract their power defense, and then they lose that many character points in strength, up to a maximum of what you could roll, 36. So you can hit a couple of times and stack it up to the max. So yeah. That's I forgot that he has that ability. That's pretty cool. The resistant protection should make sense. The flight should make sense. HRRP is just that you can tap into any kind of radio signal, cellular, Wi-Fi, whatever, and you can access sight or hearing on it too. You can listen in on someone's phone call. You can tap into someone's web stream. You can whatever. So that's what that comm suite lets you do. And then you've got self-contained breathing and infrared vision and ultravision. So you got the different night sights as well too. So that should all make sense. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
And the last thing, Steve, I did not mention to you tonight too. There's one other cool thing you can do with your endurance. Every character has the ability to push their abilities. You can spend on a 1-for-1 basis up to 10 points of endurance to boost your power up by 10.
Cool.
Let's say a hit for like 2 extra dice of one of your powers or whatever. And that can be combined with other cool shit. Like there's a maneuver called Haymaker. Like I said, there's the 12 phases, right? And you only act on yours. Yeah. A Haymaker is a big like, you know, so it starts at the end of your phase and then lands at the end of the next segment.
Nice.
So it's kind of like if you've got what you want to do is
wind it up from downtown.
Yep. Make sure that the other guy doesn't act that next turn, so they can't just get the fuck out of the way. And then and that works. You can do that with any of your powers. So you could do that with mind control. You could do that with whatever. So it's one of the maneuvers that's that can also be combined with pushing to do really badass things.
Okay.
It drains your endurance, and that's what part of tonight's session is.
That's a trade-off,
yeah, it's a trade-off. So, and that is again, not to keep singing the praises of this thing, but another one of the things I think is really interesting about the game and what makes it fun at the table is the resource management aspect of it. The way that, for those listening at home. Steve and I played a D&D campaign with some guys from our law school for about 2 years. Yeah. 4th edition D&D game, and that was a super tactical game.
It was very board gamey. Right?
It's very, very board gamey, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, I wouldn't go back to it now, having played other things, but it was a lot of fun, and that's one of the things I like about it. It's got some great tactical crunch to it without overwhelming, I don't think.
Right.
So, anyway, that's the other things you can do. You can push, and we'll me and Jeff will remind you of that option if you forget about it. So tonight, guys, our scene opens in downtown Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So you may want to zoom out a bit there because I unfortunately put a really fucking big image in. So this is the summer of 2016, we'll say. And you two are two Canadian heroes, Canadian superheroes.
Canadian heroes.
Yeah. So do you guys think you're part of a team, or are you just like independent heroes who happen to be working together right now, or what?
I read about him in the Herald. Yeah.
So you did. This is the first time you guys have worked together then?
That's right, yeah. No verification.
Okay. So, and Jeff, how about you? Have you what have you heard about Warlock? I guess you guys are in very different fields, though. So,
I just seen news reports.
okay. And what? I immediately regret not having taken one more screenshot. There's one more thing I wish I had taken before. But yeah. Okay. So. The reason you guys are together, first off, this is a scene from downtown Calgary. What you see on the left is the Calgary Court Center. That is where law and justice is doled out. In the center there is the old Court of Appeal building. In the Champions universe, that building has been turned over for special prosecutions. So it is actually where generally like parahuman or transnational crime is prosecuted. And today there is a very special prisoner who is being dealt with in there. This guy is someone named General Kapoor. It's Tahir Kapoor. You can see on the screen there, this is Kapoor. Kapoor is a Indian national who is accused of being one of the major agents of this notorious supervillain named Dr. Destroyer. Now, Dr. Destroyer is kind of like the Champions version, sort of like Dr. Doom, but to be honest, it's like a jacked up version of Dr. Doom. Dr. Destroyer has credibly come close to conquering America twice. He has conquered California before in the 80s. He briefly mind controlled the entire planet for a 3-month period. He was involved in a massive fight with superheroes that led to his death in 1982. That led to the utter destruction of Detroit. Like, the city was annihilated and rebuilt as a new city called Millennium City. So while Destroyer is believed to be dead, a guy that powerful who they believe is actually an old Nazi scientist named Zastroikin, a guy who's been around, in 70 years or 60 years leading up to his death. That's a lot of time to build a lot of fucking things and having a lot of different powers around the planet. And a lot of different secret bases and shit. And a lot of lieutenants who are in charge of running those things and whatnot. Destroyer is guilty of some of the worst atrocities of, of the modern sort of superheroic world. And Kapoor is one of the main, he's believed to be one of the main lieutenants for this, which means effectively he's a war criminal. Although no war was being fought, he's committed what would be considered war crimes. He was caught in Calgary because he thought he was traveling incommunicado and meeting at some kind of international petroleum thing, trying to draw in more business. And it just so happened that a tip came in, supers showed up, and were able to actually, I'll say you guys showed up, and you guys brought him into custody. And now he is being, the hearing is being held today to determine whether or not General Kapoor is going to be extradited to be tried at the United Nations Tribunal that deals with parahuman criminals. And it's effectively like an adjunct to the International Criminal Court. However, knowing who this guy's, while Dr. Destroyer is dead, many of his lieutenants, many of his followers, many of his underlings are still around and still out there. In addition, the information that this guy has would be extraordinarily valuable to the up-and-comer wannabe master supervillain. If this guy knows the location of all, it's not just the closets. He knows the bases that have the massive, killer mecha and the death rays and the troops that have been mind, conditioned or mind controlled to unquestionably follow orders. This is a pretty big power player and would be a pretty big grab for other superhero villains. So this place is under I have the photo there because you guys are currently positioned on the roof here where I'm pinging.
All right.
Kapoor has just been transported in. There are probably other superheroes that are elsewhere in Calgary. But you guys do you think you're here? Do you think you're Calgary natives, or do you think that, I mean, not necessarily natives, but I mean, like, do you think that Calgary is your home base, or are you from elsewhere in Canada? This is a threat big enough to be calling in folks from all over.
Mm-hmm. Where's my guy from? Interesting.
Where do you think Warlock's from? Why don't you take a moment to let's fill in some very quick impromptu backstory here.
Sure. Let's say he was. I like the natural disaster, but maybe we'll save that for another time.
Okay.
This guy isn't quite a natural disaster. Let's say he was just a young kid who was into sort of witchcraft and demonology, bit of a misfit.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Exactly, into Dungeons and Dragons, exactly. On the wrong path. And ends up, when he's still young and naive, making deals with some demons that he shouldn't have made. And then he sort of, so he's been imbued with power. Eventually he's smartened up a little bit, but he's always got 1 foot in the dark dimension now.
Like it. I like it. Why is he a hero?
Well, he saw the dark side, and now he sees the negative forces. He can't turn a blind eye to it anymore.
Okay.
He sort of feels like he has to do something about it because he has powers other people don't.
One thing I will say is that Destroyer was believed to be dead, but in 2009, Destroyer seems to have returned. Only now he doesn't have. You just reminded me of something about the thing that I forgot. This isn't dramatic, like pausing this. I freaking forgot about this. But the Destroyer seems to have returned. Only in where he was a master of the mechanical and technological and scientific arts, he is now catastrophically powerful sorcerer. So maybe that's what sort of got your interest. Is like if Kapoor's working for some kind of big time sorcerer, this is someone we do not need to, there's actually a group that you have a contact with called the Trismegistus Council.
Yes,
they're the, what do you call it? They're the basically like the good wizards of the world kind of thing. So maybe they've asked you to like, let's make sure this fucker doesn't, we're going to get our chance to talk to this guy and find out the Mystic Mojo. Yeah. So are you from Calgary though, or are you from somewhere else in Canada?
I feel like I'm from somewhere, maybe a little smaller town in Canada, but we're nondescript.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure where.
So you think about that. Jeff, do you have any thoughts on where Hardpoint's from?
Hardpoint, I don't know where he's originally from, but he's working out of Vancouver now.
Love it.
And he came here because at some point in this history of Dr. Destroyer, Hardpoint's family was, I don't know, let's say maybe his uncle was a superhero or something, or, and so he was killed by him. So he's here to make sure that any of his lieutenants or whatever will see justice.
Love it. Yeah, because Destroyer has a crazy body count. This is one of the other things. I was talking to Steve before about one of the guys, to fill in the folks listening at home, we're in the process right now of figuring out what kind of Champions campaign we might want to play. And I was saying one of our players has been saying that he really enjoyed our previous DC Adventures game. One of the things I was saying is that there's more freedom for the characters to be part of the spotlight if you're playing in a game like this. Or in a setting that isn't dictated by publishing mandates that you have to have a new thing out every month and nothing can change. In a role-playing game setting, you can have crazy superhero body counts that you could not have in a comic book world, right? Other than Invincible, Is that the image title?
Okay.
It's the same guy who writes Walking Dead, writes this, and the body count in that is fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see where Walking Dead comes from because of the amount of dead heroes in that fucking comic book. But anyway, Jeff, that's what, we were talking about that. That just made me think of it's one of the reasons why I think that using a custom setting rather than going with, playing in the DC universe or whatever is kind of, I think, better for a role-playing game. But anyway, so I completely got sidetracked. What was your thought as to backstory for him? His or where he's from, rather? Vancouver?
Yeah, he's operating out of Vancouver currently.
Nice. Okay. So, are you on loaner here? Oh yeah, so you flew out then. So you two have been sort of assigned by. There is a international security force called UNTIL that is basically like the UN's sort of like superhero SWAT team kind of thing. The Americans have a equivalent that generally operates domestically called Primus. I don't think Canada does, and I think Canada would probably be more willing to let UNTIL operate. It wouldn't be as cagey about having UN operatives in its borders. So I'm going to say that UNTIL is sort of the group that's arranging the security. So you guys have been coordinating with them. That's why you two are placed on the roof together. So do you guys have any superhero banter? It's just like it shows here. It's a bright kind of sunny day. What have you guys been bullshitting about?
That's a good question.
If at all, or even lost in thought.
Well, I suppose we're getting to know each other a little bit.
Yeah. Hardpoint's relaying the family history of his uncle, how he was killed by was Dr. Destroyer?
Destroyer, yeah.
Yes.
And so thus I volunteered to be here today to help ensure justice is seen.
Sorry, I was gonna.
I'm glad you're here. What do you know of his powers?
This is Destroyer right there.
Nice Sauron, basically. All right.
Yeah. This is Doctor. Sorry, I should have scanned but he is Jeff.
Dr. Destroyer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Kevin, you're
That's the classic one.
Head.
And then in the one that appeared in 2009 looks like this. Yep, get the glare off there. Oop, there we go.
And what does the character look like who's here?
The one who that is who General Kapoor.
Oh,
That's-
General.
That South Asian dude that I showed you there.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
General Kapoor.
Like he basically was like one of the non-costumed guys. Like Destroyer has crazy robots and legions of soldiers and invisibility jets and a submersible island and secret bases all over the world and supervillains who including one of the most powerful superhumans on the planet, a guy named Gigaton. Imagine if Superman had like blasting powers but followed Doctor Doom. That's Gigaton. Yeah. So but they have been noticeably sort of under the radar since in the gap between when he died in '92 and then reappeared in 2009. Anyway, so you've been describing, Hardpoint's been describing to you that, and Hardpoint, what I'd like you to do for me is, can you make a electronics check for me, please? Okay, sweetie, it's probably clean now. Yeah. I'll switch to the. So remember, you're going to roll under your what do you call it? Your
computer. So
electronics.
Okay. Oh, electronics. So under 13.
Yes. Is it 13 or is it? Oh, it should be 15 or less because you've got +2 with all your electronic skills. I may have entered it wrong.
Oh, I see there. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So that bonus is not included. Nice. So we mentioned before, one of the things that Steve has is a variable power pool, which is basically like a set character points that he can reassign as long as it meets the criteria, in which case it's him having access to his spell books. Do you have any ideas of what kind of power you would prep for this, or?
For Dr. Destructo, hey?
Yeah.
Maybe I do a little.
More coffee?
Yeah, please.
Is there more?
Yes, there.
Yeah.
Maybe some summoning, because this guy's pretty tough, so maybe have some sort of like a demon fodder I could throw at him.
The demon. Yeah, that's with the.
I don't really have summoning though, do I?
You don't. That doesn't. That's absolutely something you could build. I just. I'm not sure that there's something super powerful that you could summon with that.
Right. Okay.
Give me a sec. Let me take a quick peek at summoning.
Sure.
I don't know how many points you can, because you've only got 30 points. Like whatever you do, it can't cost more than 30 points. That's the restriction on it. Is that it's only.
Okay.
The two numbers there. There's one that is the points, and then there's one that's the control cost. Remember, I said like how you can add modifiers or things that that boost the cost. Your control cost is what the total amount it can cost is. So what you could do is you could build a variable power pool with 20 points in it, but then make the control cost 60, which means that you could build a power worth 60 points and then slap a bunch of limitations on it to bring the cost back down to 20.
Okay.
So it's a cool way of like when I built Jeff's character, his variable power pool was built that way, that it was, it only cost a couple points, only had a couple points to work with, but the total amount he could have before factoring in limitations was much higher. Okay, so let me take a look at summoning here.
Or maybe banishing too, if I was trying to banish him.
Well, he's not, well, it's to be honest, like what's, you know what, Steve, why don't you make a, what are your skills? You got some kind of occult background stuff there, don't you?
Yeah. Skills, +2, Witchcraft, High Society, 8, Arcane and Occult Lore, 13.
Make a roll for that, please.
And Demonology, 11, Witchcraft, 13. All right.
Let's just see what you know about Dr. Destroyer's turn to the arcane.
Yes. And I just use the dice roller for this?
Yeah, just roll 3d6.
3d6. Where's my dice roller? Dice skill.
Yeah, you know, the because the maximum amount of points you can have in there.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So you don't think that he is a being from another dimension. He works magics and stuff like that. So it wouldn't be dispelling him, like banishing him from here. It would be you think that might not be a terribly effective thing.
Or something a little different.
The summoning is an awesome idea. I like that idea. The reality is 30 points would only get you about 90 points worth of a demon.
Okay.
Because your thing is set to being 30 and 30.
Right.
The demon you'd be able to bring in would be like an imp.
Okay.
Right. Your characters are built on 400 character points.
Okay.
By comparison. So the demon you would be able to summon would probably, it would be, you know, remember the, what do you call it? The scene in Galaxy Quest when like they teleport that thing up and it kind of like turned inside out and then explodes.
Right, yes.
You know, that's kind of the demon you would summon.
A smelly demon.
Yeah. Jeff, you have any ideas for what
For the
is
stuff that Steve would prepare?
Yeah. You know what? We'll see. Oh, fuck. One more thing, guys. Can you please each roll 2d6? There's one more thing I forgot.
2d6.
Oh, there's like
yeah.
6, Kate?
6 as well.
Nice. So, guys, you each have 6 heroic action points, which you can use to modify dice rolls. So you modify your dice rolls, and that's after the fact. So don't worry about that's for the entire session. So make sure you use them up. They're there for the use them. Okay, so we'll just let you, when you come up with something, if you think like, oh, this is what I would have done, if it's a credible thing, then I'm fine with it. So, Jeff, you were the reason I had your rolls because you guys are chatting back and forth, and then you see you've been monitoring using your comm network. You've been monitoring sort of the different bands and whatnot, and a lot of it's full with Calgary Police Service and CSIS, and for those who listening home who are not Canadians, it's the Canadian Intelligence Service is CSIS, which has the dubious distinction of being the intelligence agency that was accidentally revealed in a press conference.
Really?
Do you remember that? Yeah.
No,
Back in the 90s, some guy was like, because it wasn't, we didn't admit that we had an intelligence service, and then they said it, and then like, oh my God. Like someone came by and whispered in the ear of the politician.
Bush League.
Yeah. It's really funny. Imagine that the FBI was kept secret, and then suddenly it was like, yeah, so our FBI is.
I mean,
Okay, so the there's CSIS, and then there's the Until bands as well too. But then you're picking up in what you know would be like a deep encoded channel. There's a little bit of chatter and responding back and forth, and it's coming from something very close to here.
It's like unknown chatter.
Yeah. It's transmit. It's you're picking up the transmissions because of the acuity of your sensors, but it is someone trying to communicate in coded chatter that is not so that is trying to keep it from people. What would you like to do?
Oh well, what did you say the name of the group was that we're here with?
Until.
So I must have a channel that Until is. That I can broadcast to them?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, I will broadcast that I'm picking up this chatter on the Until channel.
Okay, so you patch through. I'll say because you're super hyper technical, technically competent. You patch through the chatter you've heard, and then the what do you call it? The last bit of chatter you hear is release the talons. Release the drones. And at that, let me swap over to a map. Now, I have to say, these, I've made a bunch of maps in Roll20 before too. These were the most satisfying maps that I've made so far.
Downtown Calgary.
Downtown Calgary. So check it out, Jeff.
Nice.
Nice.
Of course. Nice. It's that park the Taft made.
This is what do you call it? And for those listening at home, actually for you, Jeff, this combat takes place about a block away from my office.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is where he stares all day long.
I will never pass it and think something different. So the reason I had that boom. So now you guys are on the roof here.
Got a hex grid already there for you.
I put it in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's plus. Google Maps is wargamer friendly. No, but basically like what this is just I took a screenshot and then just sized it appropriately. So and actually the size is pretty fucking close too. Like the each hex is 2 meters and it's pretty close to what the size of the actual park is. Yeah. So what you guys hear is the squawking, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Jeff, sorry, you were away getting your pizza. I want to show you one more feature on Roll20 that you may not have used yet. Okay, you see on the left-hand side, there's one of them, the little bars that looks like a comb.
Wait, where?
On the same bar where the dice roller and whatnot is.
I see a ruler.
Okay, so yeah, that looks like a ruler to you. It looks like a comb to me. Okay, so the ruler, yeah, if you click on that and click on your character and drag out, you can measure shit, which I love. Like not only on your character. So for you guys, some of you guys have abilities that are AOE's, this will allow you to measure what the radius is for it. So if you click on it, and then you'll click and hold down on your the left button. Like you can see on the map, I'm measuring from hardpoint right now.
Oh, okay.
It'll tell you how many meters everything is. So when you want to figure out like if what the range to a target is or something like that, boom, it'll show you. The other thing is when you move your character. Okay, so Jeff, can you switch back to the select token?
Yeah.
I showed this to Steve today. Move your character about 5, just like along the edge of the building.
Okay. Oops.
Okay, now hit your spacebar or hold your spacebar down. So it'll show you. It should show you how far you've moved.
Where does it show you?
There should be a little bar there, a little seem like an arrow that you saw before.
Oh.
You hold down the space bar, and if you control Z, it'll undo the move. Is it working for you?
Oh, oh yeah, okay, I see. 12 meters. Yeah, I can see it.
So
I'm
okay,
just zoomed out far. Hold on, I'm gonna zoom out.
okay. I've also got now, guys. I have set up the turn order, so this will actually work. This is the first campaign I've actually made it work properly. So we're going to go through, and you'll know what segment it is. And as with every watch, I need to go to the washroom quickly, but let me drop some villains down here. So as you sort of hear this, Jeff, you have just a split second to call out a warning over the what do you call it, the comms. I'm going to guess that they've lent you a comm. So you got you're like kind of like earpieced into this shit right now, and you hear like, oh, there's something coming, and I guess I'll say is actually you were broadcasting the what you were hearing, Jeff.
Yep.
For fuck's sake, I put these in the wrong place.
Directly broadcast. Yeah. A replay of, or not necessarily a replay, a direct broadcast of what I was listening to.
Yeah. Okay, hold up. So what you see is then there is a basically it's like a kind of two kind of squares or like bombing doors kind of open up above, in which are clearly stealth concealed aircraft, and there are a bunch of guys being disgorged here. Let me oopsies. Boom. Boom. I'm going to put them down on the DM layer. And yeah. And oops, shit. All right. And then one massive thing goes down. Okay, so let me move these to proper layers here. Bam! You guys can take a moment to take a look at those. Yes.
Oh, there they are. Okay, I see them.
And consider what you want to do for segment 12.
Throw a sea train at them. Oh wait, you don't know what Calgary looks like.
I've been to Calgary.
Right. That's right behind Hudson's Bay, right by the train stop.
Okay.
I will run for my life. So what do we got? We got two baddies.
Yeah, well, if I catch it, like, are they like drones?
Okay, can you both make knowledge? I think it's a KS means knowledge skill superhuman world. Both your characters, I think, have it. Go ahead and make just a skill check for those. And I'm going to share some things. So the soldiers.
I don't have KS superhuman world.
You don't? What do you have?
Demonology, arcane, occult, and witchcraft.
Oh, okay, so yeah, you have no idea who these guys are.
Who are you guys?
Just make a raw intelligence check for me. Then at the top, it'll tell you what your the score is.
8. Let's go. That's common.
Yeah, on the right, so int roll. Yeah, that's right.
13.
That's perception. Oh yeah, same thing. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 13 or less.
Or the 3d6, right?
Yep. Okay, guys, this is what the soldiers look like.
Ooh.
Sort of to intrude this. So that's what it looks like. You can see. That's what all the soldiers look like.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and then the big guy looks like this. Bam! It's a massive thing that drops down. You can see that there are booster jets on the legs that soften the landing. But that thing, wham, gets down, bristling with armaments. And each of these guys, the soldiers here, has a jetpack. They've dropped out and kind of, they're caught in the air and are going along. Jeff, you hear I'm going to go on the right layer here. You hear that same voice that you heard before. Let me snap these guys to the hexes here. I'll keep them in formation. Say, what do you call it? Handle the heroes. I'll take the I'll secure the other forces. And you see, sorry, Jeff, how did you do on your roll anyway? Your superhuman.
Oh, I got a 12.
12. Okay, and what's your skill? Did you succeed?
I think it's an 11.
11. Okay, so you've never. Jenkins surprisingly has a lot of superhuman dudes in them. So the Black Talon, I'll tell you, it's the Black Talon. Let me. Oh shit! I forgot to. So I'll do this here. So I'm going to set. Let me back up here. First, the turn order is going to be first on segment 12. So at the start of every combat, Jeff knows this because last time we start at 12. So everyone has an action on segment 12. And then we start the turn order at 1. And then you do normal speed order. Okay. So at 12, we have Hardpoint, the order of dexterities. Honey, what are you doing? Is Hardpoint, then it'll be the Black Talon, then it'll be Witchcraft or Warlock, then it'll be the Soldiers. Okay. That's who's going to act this turn. So, Jeffrey, Hardpoint's up first. What are you doing, sweetie? What's under there? There you
go. Going Hardpoint.
What do you want to do this round?
Okay.
Hey, stop it. Hey, cut it out. Come on, sweetie. Come on. Just.
Wait. Order. Okay. Yeah. I just put the turn order thing. I can see.
Yeah, sir. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to set it so you can see all.
I'm going to take off from the roof. I'm assuming I fly, right? Yeah.
Remember, half phase action is it costs nothing to activate a power unless you built it otherwise. So it costs nothing to activate a power. It is half phase is moving half of your potential movement. That's whatever movement mode you want to use. If it's leaping or flying or running. Ouch! Jeez, Emmy. What the fuck?
So range weapons don't list how far they shoot.
Because it's. Oh, here. Is this what you want? Emmy, look. There you go. Good girl. It is 10 times the amount of points that you have in there. How the hell? Hey, there's nothing else under there. What the hell?
So, like, when it says 4 for my blast, that means it would go 40 meters?
No, 4 is the what is your multi-power has an active points amount in it. There's nothing under there. Come on, there's nothing under
there. Where's the 60-point reserve?
Yeah, the actual points in there, like that, would be used to calculate your powers. Want to agree? Yes.
Okay, so I can shoot 600 meters.
The worst kind of parent.
Is that correct?
Okay, so sorry, Jeff. Remember, each of those slots, the 4 that's listed there, that's what it costs for that slot of that multi-power. Because it's 10 times, you divide by 10 the amount of points that are actually in there for the actual power. The points that go into there to activate it are 60 points. So, excuse me, the range of it would be like, effectively anywhere on the table, I believe. Give me a sec here, I'll tell you. All right.
Yeah, I think that means then that I can shoot 60 meters.
10 meters times the base points in the power, which means 600 meters. Because the points that are actually in the multi-power, because it's just those active points in the multi-power, those go into each of the powers to activate it. That would be, so 600. You can go ahead and use the ruler feature, but I'm pretty sure this...
it's pretty far.
Okay. So what would you like to do? I'm adding it so you guys can see all the bars. And for those listening at home, what we're doing tonight, because everyone's trying to still learning the system, is we are all the guys will be able to see the the damage and endurance and whatnot as their enemies take damage and exert themselves, so that everyone can kind of get a sense of how the system plays out. Okay, so
I'm going to activate my jet boots.
Okay.
And fly up so that I'm not like right on the building, so that I'm not risking any civilians or property damage from return fire.
Yep.
But I'll fly mostly straight up and a little bit forward, so like, you know, somewhere around here.
Okay. That's easy half phase. You still have another half phase if you'd like. Did you want your, I guess first off, what is your multi-power, what do you put your multi-power points into?
So this is where I'm going to use Blast. Just the big one.
Okay. So go ahead and
I'm just going to take aim at one of the take out one of the minions, or just start shooting this black talon thing.
Stands about almost 12 feet tall. Well, no, it's about 9.5 feet tall.
I'm going to fire on one of the mystery soldiers.
Okay, so the range. Go ahead and tell me what the range is actually in meters to the target, and then I'll tell you what the penalty is. Their DCV is a 3, I believe.
It's 68 meters.
Yeah, their soldier's DCV is a 5. So how many meters?
68.
68. Okay, so that's -8 to hit.
Holy shoot.
I will point out that one of the things that you can get for cheap, like you can get levels that you like what you guys have where you can assign them back and forth, but you can also do things like build a targeting computer, which would be specifically to offset range penalties, which is a lot cheaper. Like the Arrowhead, the guy who is the archer guy, he's got 8 levels that are strictly for dealing with range penalties.
Right.
So they're cheaper than the more versatile ones, but for this kind of situation, it's awesome. So
okay, and what did you say their DCV was?
5.
So I have to take a total of 13 away from my roll.
For 13 from your roll, yes, effectively, yeah.
And I add my OCV.
Yes. And
Okay,
which
so
was,
it's -5. Whatever I roll is, or sorry,
Don't you have-
what?
I think
add to it, right?
you got levels in where is it here? You have +2 levels with your weapons array.
So I can use that to increase my OCV.
Yeah, OCV or DCV.
Okay, so 2 levels would be +1 or +2?
Each one is a 1-for-1 basis, unless you're using it to boost damage, in which case 2 of them will boost damage class by 1.
Okay.
So,
So I can add 2 to it, so then that's a total of 10. So then the offset is 3.
yeah,
My roll.
yeah.
So I roll 3d6.
13.
So
Okay.
that means I got a 16 total?
No. You don't add to it. You don't ever add to the dice roll. All what you're doing is so it's 11 plus your OCV, which is currently a 10 because you're putting your levels into it. So that's a 21 minus effectively -13. So you need an 8 or less to hit.
Okay, so I missed.
Yeah. So you what does your blast look like, by the way?
What does this blast look like? I think it's just like, it's blue. It's like looks like a blue laser.
Okay.
With sort of like, white hot like effects to it as it fires.
Nice. Okay, so it scorches past them and burns into across the street. There is a glass featured building, and it kind of shatters one of the against the side of that building. There are screams from people on the street, and they're all sort of scattering. Just south of the map here as well, there is a big train platform, which
There's actually
people
there's actually a map shop across the street from the park. Yeah, I don't know if you know or anything. Yeah.
from where he's firing,
Right. Yeah,
from there directly across is where the old right.
Right,
Yeah, and-
Hudson's Bay. Yeah.
No, Hudson's Bay is way further down. This is
Sears, or Eden's or whatever that is.
that's one block south of that. This is right north of.
It's the other shoe, the other clothing store. Here, Old Redford.
Nope, that's still a block south. You're a block south of it is from where we're looking right now.
Yeah.
There's the C-train platform right there, and then across the street from that is Holt Renfrew.
Right.
South. From where his energy blast would have gone, though, is straight across into where the Federal Crown is located, and there was an energy energy utility board was located in that building before.
Right.
So clearly, this is what you wanted to tune in for, Jeff. Is the
Details,
minutia of Calgary geography. So anyway, your blast goes out and it hits this building across the way. Next up will be the Black Talon. The let's see here. The operator he's just going to start trying to cause chaos, I think. So he his the big black things on his shoulders kind of open up, and as he starts striding forward, he's going to use half of his. Actually, no, he'll start hovering because that's faster. He starts hovering forward, and let me see here. Is that about there? That's 22. Too far. There. Oops. May I just fucking count it? 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 14, so I can get about there. So he starts, activates his jets, and he's kind of hovering about 3 feet up, and then begins just to firing these gouts of energy out that are hitting into the park over here, exploding and destroying these sculptures that are there, sending sod and burnt grass up, and sending the civilians scattering. Next up is Witchfire. What are you doing?
Witchfire, Canada.
Stop it. There's nothing under there.
Why buy a mind blast anywhere else? I will. Maybe I will try to make some. Now, wait. What are Hardpoint's powers? Can he see in the dark or anything, or can he? Does he have extra detection?
He's got infrared and ultraviolet perception.
Oh, really?
I think so.
So
Yeah.
if I was to like make a glamour that was meant to be sort of like a big cloud of smoke to try to obscure the
Okay.
vision.
Your mental illusions you don't create images. You fuck with someone's mind and make them see things.
Okay.
You target one specific person with that power.
I want a specific person.
Yeah.
What about like an energy blast that reduces like defenses or movement or like or
He's not only what's on there, man.
Oh,
That's
right.
it. You don't have you do have that presence drain ability though.
right. And what does presence do for them?
Remember, presence makes them more susceptible to fear.
Right. Okay. Fear, huh? Well, irresistible slumber too, right? And that's a mental blast. And I wonder what they're. Okay, let's and now will that work for all of them? Terrors of the Dark, make them all.
No, again, you got to target. That's a 1-for-1. You don't have any AOE abilities.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll try fascination, and maybe I'll try to make one of them see one of the other guys as another one of our allies.
Okay. Well, again, that's what your mental illusion. Oh, that's what your mental illusion one does.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sure. What do you want to do?
Maybe I'll try to convince the Black Talon that one of his allies is Hardpoint.
Okay. Now, hold on. I'm going to check. I was going to check something beforehand, and then I forgot. I don't. What are you so sad for? Huh? Sad sack. Here's awesome thing. So I was checking to see your mental powers are line of sight, which means they do not suffer range penalties.
Hey, nice. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay, so you are going to try and use your on which of the guys? One of the soldiers or on the Black Talon?
Let's see. Well, maybe it'd be easier on one of the soldiers to get them to fire one of the other soldiers.
Okay.
Your target true. Let's do it.
So pick a target, just ping it and let me know, and then we'll.
Screw it. Let's do it on Black Talon.
Black Talon, nice.
Let's go for gold here. All right.
Okay, so you have 2 levels that you can assign.
Okay. 2 levels that I can assign.
Remember, those are things to OEMCV, DCV, OCV.
Right. And I would like to add it to what will I be using? I'll be using OMCV to.
Yes, against his DMCV. His DMCV is a pitiful 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so or I can add it to my defenses.
Yep.
Or
you can use the 2 points to boost the effect level by 1.
let's boost the effect level by 1.
Sweet, because you're juicing it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so then the attack roll is going to be 11 plus your OMCV, which is 8, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so 8 is 19 minus his 4 is a 15 or less.
Boom. Let's go, baby. Come
Here
on.
we go.
3d6.
Yep. Oh shit, Jeff! I should have reminded you too. You had your I don't know if you needed to use them in the opening round, but you had those heroic action points.
12.
12, nice.
Boom.
So that's a hit. So now you're gonna roll effect, Steve, and we're gonna compare it to his ego. What are you crying about? Gosh,
Your ego is puny.
I think it's
It will succumb to my fascination.
yes, it's ego. Okay, so go ahead. What's your damage of it? It's
It is 96.
okay, and then plus how many levels did you put in?
How many? Sorry.
How many levels?
I put in the 2.
2. Great. So then it's
one level, right?
2 levels. So it's 10d6 you're rolling.
Anyway.
Also, I'll point out that you could have used extra effort and put 10 points of used 10 points of endurance to boost that by 2 more dice.
10 points of endurance. And how much endurance do I have?
Wait, how much is it? A minute. What's my illusion?
And that's end, right?
Yep.
So my value is 35. So I can use 10 points to make another 2. Hey.
Oh, Jeff, did you remember to include your or add your endurance to the yellow or the green?
Oh no, I didn't.
Okay.
Maybe like 5.
Don't
5.
cross it off. That's what we got the token for.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, my blast is.
I use 5 fatigue to do 1 and more dice, so 11 dice altogether. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds good. Oh, so yeah, it's first time playing the system. So you can fly as well during that round. That's only a half phase to move. So if you wanted to move yourself up to half of your flight,
Sure.
you can do that too. Okay, so let's roll 11 d6 effect. And let's see how you do.
Boom.
37. Fuck me. Okay, so I was rolling his
2 1s, 2 6s.
his ego is a 12, which means you beat it by 25.
I take that.
So what does he see?
Well, so he sees a hard point, sort of threatening to sort of charge him from the left.
So the targets are now hard point. Now here's what you did so well. You can completely alter his setting, so you can have all of the soldiers be hard point now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So now suddenly to his mind, they are
Just replicated. All of a sudden.
Okay, then he has to make a breakthrough roll trying to get out of it, to shake the illusion. -1 for each effect, so it's -5 to his ego rolls because you beat him by 20. It's 25. You subtract 1 from his ego roll to break out for every 5 over his ego.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, so you've really fucked him up. Okay, I am gonna write that down because I'll forget. -5 breakout.
Eat it.
All right. Okay. Cool. So they've gone. That means the soldiers go now. Soldiers are keeping it simple, and they're just going to move forward. Their movement is a 16. So I can move 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're all flying directly towards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just going to move roughly here. Okay. So they're all advancing, and it seems clear. You can hear now also from both of you guys on the comms. This is not the only group of these things that have been disgorged. There's other ones, and someone also they're calling out that Binder is here. Can you make an intelligence roll at -2?
Okay.
So it'll be 11 less than for you. And Jeff, can you make a KS superhuman world or whatever that skill's called?
Yep. Superhuman world.
Yeah.
Just 3d6, right?
Yeah.
14.
Not very good at it.
No, not -2. -2 to your skill.
Oh.
So yeah, you fail.
Oh,
No.
oh.
Jeff, you know exactly who they're talking about. Binder is, and with a roll that well, you almost critted. Binder is actually a superhuman who is a leader of a group called the Ultimates. And Binder is well known. He carries around, this is what he looks like, guys.
Nice.
Carries around a big glue gun, basically a resin gun.
That's awesome.
Jetpack, and he has a resin gun. So he is somewhere here causing trouble for the rest of the groups. You know, with a roll that good too, Jeff, that this is Binder has a team he works with called the Ultimates. As far as you know, is no connection to Dr. Destroyer, and this kind of stuff is way beyond him. In fact, this seems more like what Destroyer can deploy. Old Destroyer, I mean, not post 2009. Post 2009, he has mystical like golems and demons and shit like that. This is like old school Destroyer. Okay.
Disgruntled private contractors in the Calgary Industries.
Yeah, apparently the economy here, or the recession's hit everyone poorly.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, guys, we're at. I'm going to go back to the turn order. We are finished segment 12, which means everybody go into your token, reduce your stun and your endurance by your recovery, and then we'll go to phase next round. So I think, did you spend? You would have spent whatever your endurance cost of your flight is, and the endurance cost of your attack.
Okay, so
But you're going to reduce it by your recovery. So
flight 30 meters is
I've
added
lost the recovery. Wow.
down altogether.
yeah,
And then my recovery, where's my recovery? Recovery, that's rec.
yeah,
Value 8, so 0 again.
yeah. So back down to 0. Exactly. Okay. So now, guys, we start. So it's segment 1, no one acts. Segment 2, no one acts. Segment 3, we have Hardpoint, Black Talon, and Warlock. So first up is Hardpoint. What are you doing?
I think that it's time to attempt another blast, but from a slightly closer range.
Okay. So you go ahead and move.
Let me just look at my move here real quick. My move is, my speed is 40 meters when I'm flying.
Oh, she's using a beam.
So I can move half that, right, Kev?
What's that?
Or wait, as an action when I'm flying in combat like this, how much of my 40 meters can I move each segment?
Okay, so a half phase, for your phase, a half phase action is to move half of your movement. A full phase action would be to move your full movement.
Okay, so I can move 20 meters?
Yeah, so if you got, if your flight is 40 meters, you can move 20 meters as a half phase action.
Okay.
That's why I made the map so big, is because you guys are quite maneuverable.
So, holy crap, 20 meters is quite far. So it's there.
You want me to ping that for you?
No, that's good. I'm going to move about there.
You guys can move one more forward if you want.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And then now the shot is only 36. Who's the closest? 34. Which would be this one here.
Yep. These guys all seem to be getting their some kind of really high-tech assault rifle or blaster rifle ready.
Okay, so I'm blasting that one.
Okay. So what's the range to it?
34 meters.
34 is -6 now.
Okay, so that's 2 better. So I'm 1 worse, or 1 better than I was last time.
I think it's 10, isn't it? So -6. Their DCV is a 5. Hey, no. So the 11 plus. Are you putting all of it into OCV?
Yeah.
21 minus 11 is 10 or less.
Right. Okay. Nice.
Whoa.
That's a hit.
That's a hit. And I'll remind you, Steve, one of the reasons we do it for this minus way is because if you roll half, like less than half, that's a crit, max damage.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Okay. So describe for us what it looks like, Jeff.
Again, same blue laser with the white effects. What does this image look like?
I think it's 12
Doesn't really
d6.
show him. Oh, yeah. You see, he's got like those sort of things on his back. Those are cannons that like come across his shoulders.
Oh, love it.
That's where he fires from. So both cannons fire at the same time, and this time they are right on target on the mystery soldier.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll damage.
So it's 12d6.
Yep. That's energy damage.
Yeah, no effects, just energy. Okay.
Holy shit. Okay. His energy defense is a 14. So that's 31. That's a 27. Pretty sure that smokes him. So hold up. Let me. There we go. Stun. What did I say? 27. Boom. That fills his bar, doesn't it? Almost knocked out. However, he is definitely stunned now because the amount of stun he took exceeded his constitution. He needs to spend basically. He's going to fall as he loses control of his jetpack, and then he needs to spend a round recovering from it. Okay, so you nail one of the soldiers. Next up is the Black Talon, which is it's big cannon kind of shifts and changes to a smaller barrel, which then sort of like powers up with this blue energy and then kind of shoots out this pulse of energy at one of the soldiers.
Yay!
Who he thinks is Hardpoint. So his OCB is a 9, I believe. Yeah, fuck. Okay, so it's 9 is 20. He'll put all his levels into that. So it's a 22 minus the DCV of 5 is at 17 or less. Things are not going to end well for our. Yeah, so he nails one of the guys and does 12d6 damage. He succeeded by 4, which means he hit with 3 of his auto fire shots. Boom, boom. Oops, wrong one. Boom. So yeah, that guy is just blown out of the air, the one closest to him. And you can hear over the what do you call it? Over the comm, Jeff, because you're still linked into their things. Take that, hero.
I explained like.
I'm going to give him the resist check. Nope, he's still seeing heroes everywhere.
Nice.
Okay, he is going to move actually up. No, he'll stay. Yeah, he'll just move a little bit, hover just forward to get closer to hit these heroes again.
Nice.
Okay, so then that is then Warlock. You got an action this segment. What are you doing?
Now, do I have to maintain this fascination, or is he still fascinated?
No, until he successfully resists it, he is fascinated.
He's been suggested.
Yeah, you don't need to keep the points in that either.
All right. Well, let me pick one of the little henchlings, and Witchfire one of them.
Sure. Now, okay, so you're as a free action, you're changing your multi-power.
Okay.
And then, so measure for me how far away they are. I'll tell you what the range penalty is. You may want to.
I can probably fly.
Yeah, remember you can fly half. What's your flight is what 30?
30. Yeah.
Yeah, so you move 15 meters.
All right. So let me go back on the screen. Okay. Well, let's say I can move 15 meters or squares.
Meters.
Okay.
So it'll be round down. So it'll be 7 hexes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're
6,
moving
7.
wrong guy, I think.
1, 2.
You're moving the wrong guy.
5,
You're moving the wrong
6,
guy.
7. Okay, I move back.
Okay.
And then where am I?
You're on the building still.
On the building. There we are. All right. Oh, so this is kind of a long way to hit them. All right, let's see here. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very good. That's my flying, and then my distance. Now for that, I use the comb. Right.
Yep.
And then I comb the distance to the nearest dude. What does that say? I can't even tell.
It's 48. So 48 is -6.
-6, eh?
Yeah.
And to hit them is
I'm going to write this on. So their DCV is a 5,
okay.
which means that your OCV, because remember you use your OMCV for your Witch Bolt.
Right.
19 minus 5 is a 14 minus 6 is an 8 or less.
8 or less. Okay.
Yeah.
Which I can then boost by 2. But I can boost my OMCB by 2.
Yep. You can use,
10.
Yep. And that's where your points would stay until your next turn.
Right. And I can use extra effort to do anything.
Not to hit, no.
Not to hit.
You could use extra endurance. You could spend up to 10 points of endurance to juice up the power of that, though.
Let's use 5, put the 2 in the OSMCB, and then I got to roll under 10.
Okay, so your total endurance cost, I think, will be 10 for the round because you used 3 points for your flight and 2 points for your power plus the 5 for the extra effort.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so record your endurance and make your attack roll. Why don't we say, guys, just for I'll remind you about your endurance at the end of your turn. How about that? That way we're not we're focusing on one thing, getting the exciting shit done before we worry about the less exciting. Does that sound good, Jeff?
Check.
That's better. Okay, and then dice roller. All right, and that will be, what am I rolling?
You are rolling 10 or less.
9, and I'm rolling
3d6. Yeah, 3d6 is always to resolve things.
All right. Come on, sweet thing. Boom, 11. Oh,
so you have your heroic action points. You could spend one of those to hit that. I don't know if you really want to hit a fucking flunky. If you really want to waste your points on that.
Oh, but I want to hit somebody. I'm going to use it.
Yeah, nice. You got 5 left.
All right.
Okay, so it's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
9.
Just roll 90.
Plus-
You juice it by 5 is 10d6.
36. Boom. Rolling. Pow, 30.
30. Nice. Okay, so minus 4 is he takes 16 points of stun. Fuck, I gotta stop double clicking these things. Okay, so you can see on the bar how badly hurt he is.
Okay.
You guys, I am not because none of you are rolling more than 14 dice. I'm not bothering to calculate the body because they've got the most body you would be, unless you rolled all 6s, in which case you would be doing potentially some body damage on them. I'm just not bothering to calculate it.
Okay.
So that would be calculated. Like for instance, Steve, you got 1 red, 1 green. You do 10 points of body.
Okay.
With that. So, but they've got 14 points of defense. So I'm not worrying until I see an amazing roll.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So that was end of segment 3. Segment 4 is the soldiers. Soldaten. You can hear over the comms as a free action. Okay. Well, first off, Jeff, Steve, why don't you roll roll 3d6 or 4d6 for me.
46. 46.
Nice. Actually, not great. Okay, so this guy here comes clattering to the ground as his jetpack falls out, but he manages to take really no extra damage. And you can hear someone shouting something. What? And it's accented English. But what are you doing? What the hell? Friendly fire! Friendly fire! So this guy's going to have to spend his turn recovering from that. Okay. This guy is going to try 1, 2, 3, 4. He can fly forward, and he is going to open fire on hardpoint because you're closest. So how far away are you, hardpoint? Let's see. Boom. You are 28 meters away, which is -4. So what's your DCV right now?
My DCV is 8.
Okay, 8. So we need a 10 or no, 10 minus 6 is we need a 4 or less to hit you. So that guy's not going to hit. And these guys are going to, oopsies, I'm on the ruler. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to roll, and then I'll take a look at the, range if they actually roll a 3. Okay, so these soldiers all open fire on you, Hardpoint, but it is energy blasts that they're firing that are filling the air, but you're just sort of like, zipping through these things. They're getting nowhere near even scuffing the paint on your armor. Okay, so that was segment 4. No one else acts on that. Segment 5, we have Hardpoint and Warlock.
All right.
So Hardpoint's up first. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna remember correctly.
And as you guys are closing in each other, I think I will zoom in on the map a little bit so we can see clearly what's going on.
I'm going to fire another blast at another one of these mystery soldiers.
Okay.
They are.
You guys can see all the bars on the soldiers, right?
They're blue?
Yep.
Okay.
Great. Okay, yeah, so I just want to make sure you guys can see how as they're getting damaged.
Okay, I'm going to aim at one that's 26 meters away.
Okay. 26 is -4. So currently you're at, effectively they got a 9 DCV, so it's a 10 or less, and then you still can affect your levels. And you can move as well.
Oh.
You will have another, guys, you will have another action before the soldiers act again. The Black Talon will have an action before that, though. But yeah, so you guys can take your actions this turn in the confidence that you'll be able to do this, and then reassign your levels before the soldiers act again.
If I move to there, then the closest one, or the one that I'm going to shoot, is 20 meters away. Does that lower the number?
No, 16 is the next lower. 16 drops it to a -2.
Okay. I guess I could move to 16 meters away. Yeah, that's there. Okay. I'm firing at this one.
Okay. So then it'll be effectively a 12 or less right now without levels.
12 or less if I don't spend anything. So I might as well put both in there and do 14 or less.
Sounds good. Let's see if you hit.
Okay. Oh,
nice.
Good thing I did that.
Yeah. Okay, so roll damage. Is it still in the regular blast?
Yep.
Yep.
So 12d6. 12d6 reroll. 45 damage.
18 is 31. Yikes. Oh, fuck, I did it again.
And then that's 6 more.
Okay, 31.
I see why I have such a high endurance, because my powers.
Okay, so that guy's unconscious. You blast him and he goes flying out of the air and lands in this tree over here. So what I'm going to do is he's only here, I'll put that on there. There we go. You guys can see that, right? The little X in him in his top. That means that he is not more than, he's not actually he's a minion. Fuck it. I'm not going to bother tracking his for the other guys you may fight tonight, super villains. You will see that they there's it depends on how far below negative that they get. These are minions though, so I don't fucking care about them. That guy goes flying out of the spiraling down and smashes into the tree. I kept saying guy, but there are women in this group as well. Okay, so that was Hardpoint. Warlock, what are you gonna do?
Warlock, he is going to move forward. For starters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I think we're gonna try finishing off that one I took a chunk out of.
Okay.
Yeah, with the mind blast again.
Sure.
All right, and I will put 2 into. So what's the distance now? It is 22 meters. And I will put 2 into the OCV one or the OMCV, and then extra effort 1 to make it. To
so another 5 points into it.
5 points,
okay.
exactly. So
it's a total of 10 endurance that you're spending this segment.
Right.
Okay. So because you're on the ruler right now.
So 10. So I got 20.
Okay.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
And away we go.
Okay, so
3d6. Oh, boom! Nice.
your endurance. Did you hit enter after you hit enter 20?
I did. I
I don't think so. You should be at 20.
yeah,
20
right.
yeah, you should be at 20. There you go. Okay.
nice 7. So what did I need to hit him?
So let's see here. He's a DCV is 5. What was the range?
22 meters.
20 meters, which is -4. So it's effectively it's an 11 plus. You said you put your levels into OCV.
Yeah.
Or OMCV. So that is a 21 minus 9 is a 13 or less.
Okay.
Is that right?
So close.
12 or less. 21 minus 9 is 12 or less.
Right.
So yeah, so close to a crit.
Yes.
So yeah, you Zorch this dude.
Mm.
Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. That's a 10d6 again, right?
Yep.
Good pal. 30 again.
30. Okay, so he takes another 16, which is enough to take him out. So describe for us how that. What does your witch bolt look like, by the way?
The witch bolt. It looks like sort of like a puff of fairy dust traveling through sort of a cable of shimmering air.
That's cool.
It's a sort of a psychic tube of energy, right?
Yeah.
So this is sort of like multicolored, sparkly thing. That goes,
Cool.
yeah.
Okay, and then it explodes with arcane force on him. Bam. Okay, guys. So that was segment number 5. We are finished. Segment number 6 is the Black Talon axe. That's the only one. So he's still screeching over the things. You're not gonna get away. Hard point. 1, 2, 3. So he keeps moving up towards him to basically point blank range, and then unloads with. I'm not gonna. I'll roll the hit here, but I'm not gonna roll damage if he hits because. So it's 9. He's putting his levels into OCVs. 11s, 22 minus DCV of 5. So here's something that we haven't had happen yet, guys. You can abort your next action to dodge or to block. And there's some other things. If you got a martial artist character, you can do other things. This guy's going to try and get the fuck out of what are you doing? So he'll increase his DCV by 3 because he's trying to get the hell out of the way. So it's an 8. So 22 minus 8 is a 14. Is that right? Yep, 14. 14 or less.
Nice.
Die, hardpoint, die! As this thing just leaves a smoldering crater where that soldier used to be. Now he gets to make another resistance. It's been one more round, so he gets +1 to his check. It's a -4. Nope. Still seeing hardpoint everywhere. Wait, there you are! And he looks like he's going to go after the next soldier.
Excellent.
Okay. So next up is segment number 7. No one has an action then. Segment 8, we have hardpoint, warlock, and then the soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
Hardpoint, what are you doing?
Hardpoint.
I think I'm gonna continue to take out these minions
Okay.
as long as. Wait, where's Binder? Oh, we haven't seen Binder yet.
You haven't seen Binder A. You think he's elsewhere engaged. From the sounds of the chatter, like on all different sides of the court center, the old courthouse, it's being assaulted.
Okay, I'm going to shoot this one here right in front of him. That one there.
Okay. What's the range?
16 meters.
Does it? You know what? Hold on, guys. I just want to check something. If it has the... does it have the range modifiers on? It does. So on your character sheet, you guys, you have the range modifiers. I'll let you do the math for that rather than having me do it all the time.
Okay. Oh, it's on there? Okay.
Yeah. So that way, I mean, it's just the point is, if it takes a couple, if you need help with it, let's ask about it. But the purpose of this is so that we all get used to the how to do the math in our heads for it. And if you're, yeah. I mean, I think by force of habit, because of a lot of the guys that we play with aren't really, big gamers necessarily, that I always end up doing the math for them. But for this, if we do that, then that's one other thing to speed things along. Another thing I want to suggest to you guys is that with the dice roller, it makes it really fucking easy. But one of the options they suggest for speeding things up is to take averages for damage. You can just say, I'll take average. And you take half, it's your average, 3.5 times whatever dice you've got. So if you want to do that, we can do that. If you want to keep rolling, we can do that too. Because I don't think it's really, with the dice roller, it doesn't save a huge amount of time.
Okay, so I rolled a 13, which I needed a 14 to hit if I remember the
Nice.
math correctly from last time.
Okay. So you know, Zork's one with your
So,
spin around in mid-flight and
bam,
whoa! So that means
22.
28 stun.
Nice. Just about enough.
Yeah, almost. Look at his fucking blue bar. He is, however, stunned. That's another guy. You're like he's spinning, spiraling out of control, trying to get his jetpack back under control. Why don't you roll 4d6 for me and let's see how much damage he takes when he crashes to the ground. If he's going to be gone on his turn, let's just get rid of him.
46. Boom.
50. It was 1 over. Oh, so not quite enough. He'll still be conscious. Jesus, bastard. In time for the Black Talon to get to him. Okay, that mental illusion is fucking cool.
Yeah, I like it so far.
Okay, so
Staying power.
that was hard point. Now it is. Make sure you record your endurance. Now it is Warlock. What are you doing?
Warlock is going to. So wait, we don't. That guy's not down.
Nope, he's still he's right now. He's been hit and he's sort of spiraling out of control towards the ground.
Okay.
There is another one that was firing on what do you call it, on hardpoint that may have noticed you now though.
If I cannot rest in the middle of my turn, can I?
You can choose just to take a recovery where you do nothing but recover, but you have to drop every power that you've got. You're approximately 2 stories up right now and you're flying.
Oh.
So if you wanted to do that, you would want to go down.
Let's just fly.
Cover also makes sense, guys. Like, feel free to try and take advantage of the surroundings as well.
Yeah.
Cover is a thing in this game, and it gives you bonuses to your DCV.
Okay. Well, maybe I will take cover, fly back down.
Because Steve, you still have you're acting on segment 8. You will have segment 10 and segment 12 where you act as well
Okay.
before your post. And remember, segment 12 after segment 12, everybody gets a recovery.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. I can't really take cover in the tree, can I? That's not much cover.
No, and you're still
right.
you're still hovering. If you're planning to go down,
Yeah, I'll go down. Yeah.
remember you're about 2 stories up still.
maybe
So I'm going to guess it takes you about 4 hexes up.
Okay.
So just subtract 4 hexes from your movement to get down to ground level.
All right. So then I'm there. That's where I am, and
Okay.
that cost me 3 endurance to do that, right?
Yes.
Put that in. And I'm running low on juice. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll try to take cover. Can I take cover? Or
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Hit the dirt. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't cost you an action. It just you'll go in and then cover is depending on how much of your body is being covered. And those are, I mean, it looks like they're fairly. I mean, they're not huge trees, but I mean they're decent sized trees.
Right.
So I will give you whatever quarter cover is -1 OCV. So they'll take a penalty of 1 to hit you. Those benches, though, those concrete benches, you could get half cover if you want behind one of those,
Okay.
and that would give you -2.
Next round. Maybe I will try to finish off this one mystery soldier
Sure,
with my witch bolt.
sure. So count
That's 28 meters.
28. It's on your character sheet on the
The character.
electronic one,
Hit location charge.
right above the. Where is it? Scroll down a little bit. Right there.
Okay, the range.
You need
Okay,
to touch the screen there.
17 to 32 is -4. Okay, so -4 still. All right.
So it's 11 plus 8, 19. His DCV is a 5. So 5 -5 is 14. -4 is 10 or less.
10 less.
Then you
And I will
get
use my 2 points to bring that up to an 11 or a 12.
2 points to a 12.
A 12. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do a 12. Here we go.
Here we go.
Straight up. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Closing that down. 12 or better, baby. 12 or better. Let's rock and roll.
Boom.
Nope.
No.
Meh.
So make sure you count your endurance from using that attack.
Another 2.
And then, okay, and then that's the end of segment 8, I believe. Oh, no, the soldiers get to act. So this soldier is recovering. He goes, this guy over here is scattering to the ground. This guy is going to move up a little bit closer. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's not crazy about this sorcerer who seems to be zorching all of his allies. So you are 18 away, which means it's -4. He's got a OCV of 5 plus 2 is 7. So it's 18. Minus 4 is 14. And what's your DCV right now?
I have a
I
DCV.
think it's a 7, isn't it?
It's a 7, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So shit, I just lost the math in my head. I think it's a 4 or less. I need to hit you. So it's highly unlikely he's going to hit as well. No, it's actually a 3 or less because you got cover.
Nice.
Yeah. So he. There's a bunch of blaster bolts that hit around, like chipping up concrete and stuff around you, but he's getting nowhere near hitting you. Okay, so that's it for segment 8. Segment 9 is the what do you call it? It's the Black Talon again. Once again, turns to that other fallen soldier, hovers over it, and is just unloading with its thing. It's blasting into the ground. Die, Hardpoint, die! Yeah, that's gonna be a hit again, and he had 1 stun left, so he now gets another. So it's only minus 3 to his ego roll now. Fuck, and he still is not doing it. I don't think. Let me take a look. What's his ego roll? Yeah, no, he's still failing. But then he's like, looks across the way, and he sees Hardpoint firing down at Warlock. He's like, Hardpoint. Okay, so that was segment 9. Next up is segment 10. Segment 10 is Hardpoint and Warlock. What are you guys doing? And you guys will have after this, you'll have another action before any of the other enemies. So
Okay.
So take a recovery.
I think probably I'll take a recovery, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
that's what I was just going to ask too.
You're flying though.
So if I'm hovering, I can't recover?
Yeah, because you've got any power that is constant, which includes your flight, you need to deactivate in order to take a recovery.
Oh, wow. Well, that's kind of weird.
Well, because you can't, I mean, like, it's like trying to catch a break while you're on a treadmill, right? Like, you need to, in order to recover, you need to sort of, stop doing whatever you're doing, take a moment to catch your breath, and then get back into it. Does your flight cost?
No, it doesn't cost any endurance.
No, I think you still have to, though, because the way the rule works is that you have to, any constant power has to be dropped.
Okay.
Yeah, so what would you like to do, Hardpoint? There's one of the soldiers left. There is the Black Talon armor, which appears to be on your side now.
Right, he still seems to be acting on my side, but he's the only one left. Oh, there's one soldier left.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I take that one out, he'll figure it out for sure.
Yeah. Well, at this point, there's about 50-50 chance of him figuring which of you guys to attack. The other ones were just closer up until now.
Right. Let's see. I'm just going to do a quick measurement. Let's see here. 40 meters. Okay, I'm just going to move then.
Yep.
I'm going to move behind him over here.
Okay. Okay, you're zipping past him. Are you maintaining the same level, or are you trying to go into ground height?
Well, after round 12, I'm going to duck behind this tree, sort of, so he doesn't have a very good line of sight on me.
Sure. I'll give you a +1 or -1 to his OCV. Okay, so both of you guys have gone. Steve, did you affect your recovery?
I did my recovery, yeah.
Yep, okay. So then it is no one acts on segment 11. It is now segment 12. Top of the round is Hardpoint. What are you doing?
Hardpoint.
Wait, is this 12?
This is 12, yeah.
After this round, I'll recover?
Yes, after segment 12, you don't have to stop. Everyone gets a post-segment 12 recovery.
Okay. But not till... Okay, yeah, I got it.
So what would you like to do?
No, I don't really want to... I almost want to let him act. I don't want to...
You can hold. Like, you can wait till after. You can drop your dex. It's your dexterity is what determines what order you act in. The order would be Hardpoint, Talon, Warlock, the soldiers. That's who acts on turn 12. So you can choose to drop after into any of the ones slower than you.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I'll drop past Black Talon. I'll let him act first.
Okay. Where were you? Your levels were in OCV last time, right?
Oh, yeah. So I can also move them to.
You can't, because then you got to take your action. But here's what I'll say is that because you're a savvy champions player, on your last turn, you chose to put all your levels into DCV, right?
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Which means that until the start of your turn, they're still going to be in DCV.
Okay, I get it.
Okay.
I would have done that because I was just moving.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
So the Black Talon, then the Black Talon acts next. So it, you were the closest hard point that it sees. So it kind of looks around, hard point, and it brings the weapons around. It is going to use the same auto fire shot that seems to have been so successful against the other, guys. So he's putting all his levels into OCV, which means it's an 11 OCV. What's your DCV right now?
My DCV is 8.
6.
With my 2. Okay, no, that's 10 then, right? Yeah. Okay.
10. Okay, and then he minus 2 is 12. So he needs a 9 or less to hit you with the range penalty. And he does not hit you. So close. It comes so close you can the air is being registered as heating up by your armor sensors. It's just filling the air with this white hot plasma. He is going to. Attacking ends your phase as well. So I was going to attack and then move, but I fucked up. So I'm not going to go back and bomb Berlin. He's done his turn. So next up is Warlock. What are you doing?
Warlock is going to try to use the sleep.
Oh, sorry, Warlock or Hardpoint.
Oh,
Because Hardpoint's faster than you. So
yeah, Hardpoint. Go ahead.
do you want to go or you want to let Warlock go?
No, you go ahead. I held my action. You go
Wait,
ahead.
let me make. I got to make an ego roll for him. See if he breaks the. Fuck! He's 1 point off from breaking. He's still seeing hard points everywhere.
Nice. That's hilarious. The entire match.
Mm.
All right. Well, I'm going to put the other soldier to sleep with the irresistible slumber. Oh, mind you, that takes 6 points of endurance. That's it. Whatever.
That's the one that's a mental blast.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually pretty badass because here, line of sight, no range penalty. Mental blast. It's against his OECV, which means your chance of critting is a lot higher.
Right.
And unless he's got mental defense, it goes right through. Whatever you roll is stun damage.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So maybe I should use that on Big Black Talon, and maybe I'll move forward one, and then you have to take cover behind that bench from the soldier.
Okay.
Okay. And then I will mind blast, irresistible slumber
Against the Black Talon.
against Black Talon.
Okay. So his DMCV is a 4.
Ooh.
Yeah. So no range penalties.
No range penalties.
Where do you put your levels?
Wow. Where to put the levels then? Do we go for the? Maybe put it into effect. Yeah. Well, mind you, I can do 5. Well, but I'm pretty tapped out on endurance right now. So let's just put the 2 points into effect. And then
Into effect.
Yeah.
Okay. So so let's hear. It's 11 plus 8 is a 19 minus 4 is a 15 or less.
Ooh, yeah.
You'll crit on a 7 or less.
Well, let's go, baby. Boom. 10. I'll take it.
Oh, still pretty good. Okay. So go ahead and roll damage.
76.
Yep.
Rock and roll. 60.
Nice. Okay. So he takes good chunk of stun. Wow.
Yeah.
What's his constitution? No, he's not gonna be stunned, but he so you what is your this ability? It's invisible.
So this is irresistible slumber. It is quite invisible, but you can sort of see, let's say, like a little bit of halo around the head of the opponent as I'm sort of putting this.
Sure.
This
Yeah.
on him.
Like the invisible effects thing is it's the default thing for mental things. If you want to have manifest things, then absolutely.
Well, I know you're altering space and time to make this happen.
Sure,
It's all
yeah.
quantum physics.
Boom. Awesome. Okay, cool. So then there's that. Make sure you record your endurance.
So 6.
And so he kind of there's a weird spike on one of your sensors hard point as some kind of effect goes off. It was just his spell. Okay. Okay. So Warlock has gone. Hardpoint, you want to go?
Hey, I guess I'm gonna just fly up a bit now, so the tree is not in my line of sight anymore. Or maybe I'll just move to the side of it.
Sure.
Because I want to make sure I'm less than. Yep. Okay. And so, Kev, what's the best thing to do against a heavily armored opponent? Like,
Is to try and use no normal defense stuff, or to use a kind of attack that like what Steve's doing. Like this guy's got shit for mental defenses, so that's a great thing to use against it.
right?
Or things like things that that you've got, like, you know, you might want to see what your flash does.
Right. So
Because
that'll
that'll
hit Steve, will it?
no, your flash is built so it's not an AoE. It only affects one target.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll try my flash on him.
Okay. So
So
his
flare
his DCV is currently a 7. He put all his points into OCV. So you can judge, calculate your range distance. I think it's only -2 for you right now. And put your points. Where are your points going, into OCV or DCV?
I'll use OCV to cancel out the range penalty.
Sweet.
So, so it's basically just my 8 versus his 11. Or what did you say? His what's an 8 as well?
His DCV is I thought I said 7.
Okay, so I'm 1 better than him.
Yeah.
And 11 is the base, right?
Yep.
So that means I need a 12 or less.
Sorry, where did your levels go? OCV or DCV?
OCV.
OCV, sweet. So it's 10 plus is 21 minus his DCV of 7 is a 14. Minus the range is a 12 or less.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Give me shit.
So here we go.
Oh! Do you want to use one of your heroic action points?
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, we'll use an action point to decrease that to 12.
Okay. We can henceforth call them action points. For those listening at home, they're called in the game heroic action points because it's the hero system published by Hero Games. So, what branding? Okay, so yeah, so you hit. Go ahead and roll your effect dice for your flash.
Okay, so.
And what you're going to do is count the body.
So I roll 3. It's 12d6.
Yep.
Okay.
So roll that, and then you count the body. Let's go 1, 2, 3 black reds and no greens. So that's a 9. So for 9 segments, he has lost. Is it just flight, sight, flash?
Yeah, it says sight group flash.
Okay, that means he loses his sight for 9 segments, including this one.
All right.
So, and what? Oops, lack of senses. When you lose your targeting senses, you're at half DCV, half OCV in range combat, and half OCV in hand-to-hand, and 0 OCV in ranged combat.
Wow.
So there's a way to really effectively open, things up for this dude. So you got to I'm blind. He screams.
Nice.
Okay. So then the last person to act here is the last of the mystery soldiers. 1, 2. What do you call it? 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll go flying over towards, try and get a better angle on you there, Warlock. Mm-hmm. And you're. I'll give you -1 to your range there. You're only 1, 2, 3, 4 is 8 meters away, which is 0 range penalty. So, what's your DCV right now? 7.
DCV at the moment is 7, yes?
Yeah, okay, so it's 11 plus 5 plus 2 more from his levels. 18 minus 7 is a 13. I'll give you one more level. So it's a 10 or less is what he needs.
Nice.
Whoa! Someone just got shot.
Oh.
Okay. Which means it's just his
Okay.
blaster. Whoa! You just took 42 stun.
Ooh. Oh, that's a lot.
What's your PD or your ED rather?
My ED.
Yep.
Is my normal ED is 16.
Normal ED is 16, which means you're not going to take any body from this. 42 minus 16 is 26. So record 26 stun.
All right, and that, it goes into the.
So you can kind of picture that you landed in there
box. Yeah.
to the blue. Blue is your stun.
26. Oh my goodness, that's a lot.
So yeah, so the little peon.
Ow.
Okay, now end of segment 12. There are two things that happen. One, everyone gets a recovery, so you get to reduce your stun by your endurance by your recovery for free.
Mm-hmm. Minus 8 is
Okay, what's his recovery? 6.
15. Excellent.
Recovery 20.
Okay, so, and then you hear from behind you, Hardpoint. Wham! Another Black Talon lands.
Oh.
I'm gonna take a quick piss, guys, and then we will go to the start of the segment. Oh shit! What's your Constitution, Steve?
My Constitution is an 18.
That means you're stunned. Because
I'm
you're more stunned than your Constitution in a round.
Boo. So I watched The Accountant last night.
Oh yeah, what'd you think?
Actually, it was pretty fun. It's not what you expect. Yeah, it's a neat premise. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Yeah. Oh, did you see it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It was fun. Whatever. Right? Nah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, I was surprised by John Barenthal being in it.
All right, sorry guys. Okay, so everyone has done their recovery.
Mm-hmm.
The Black Talon has landed. The second Black Talon has landed, and let's.
I don't get any stun damage back, eh?
You do, yeah. Oh yeah, your recovery. You always at
both.
when both endurance and recovery and your stun. Yeah,
same value.
same value. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the cool thing too. Is that like it becomes a very much a up and down kind of like the way that
A lot of fight would actually be. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so that lands and crunches the concrete underneath it. We are now
Nobody crushes the concrete in my
to segment 1. Now, that one Black Talon is going to be blind until segment 8.
Nice. Okay. We'll
Yeah.
skip him. All right.
So he's going to be flailing around, shooting shit up in random, screaming Hardpoint's name. So are we going to skip to segment 3 because that's the first time anyone's got any actions? We got Hardpoint, then the Talons, and then Warlock. So Hardpoint, you're up first.
Hey, guess I'm just gonna check the distance here. Oh yeah, he's like close to me. Yes. Yeah, he's 16 meters. I'm gonna just unload on the new Black Tech armor.
New Black Talon, okay.
Black Talon, yeah, sorry, Black Talon.
So where are your where's your multi-power and where's your levels?
So I'm going to use let's use my big blast on him.
Okay.
And I will put my levels into
I'm gonna grab some more water.
OCV.
Want anything, Steve?
They're actually hard to get, these guys.
What's the coffee if I make it?
Oh, if you make it, I'll have some.
Yeah, sure. So Jeff, so you're feel free to make your rolls.
Yeah, okay.
ECV for the Black Talon is 7.
Yeah, it was it's 12 to hit them when I put my 2 points in there. So I rolled an 8 and I hit him, and I rolled damage. 45 damage he took.
Nice.
That is awesome. Okay, so I actually don't know what his armor is. Give me a sec here. Steve, you will have to. Your actions that you spent recovering from stun, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that, however, you will have another action before the soldiers, I think, though. So
Okay. Let's
they
do
are slow.
Excellent. I suppose that round doesn't act as a recovery round.
Sorry?
I suppose that round doesn't act as a recovery round, where I get back my.
No, unfortunately, it has to be spent recovering from stun.
Pick up the stun.
Yeah. Okay. So, unfortunately, and I think, hold up. I just want to make sure you don't take what do you call it? I don't think you take a DCV penalty, but let me double check that. The reason, not to try and penalize your guy, but because when you take no actions until your next phase, then you take a full phase to recover. No DCV penalty. Okay. The reason I mentioned that or took the time to look it up, guys, is because one of the things you can do as teamwork is, say you're facing some big fucking tough guy that you just cannot seem to hurt and just keeps plowing through you guys. You guys can use the skill teamwork, or you can use it with the penalty intelligence to try and act together on the same turn and all attack at the same time, and then you total up everyone's stun damage to determine whether or not the target is stunned. So sort of,
okay, cool.
yeah. So like for those real big tough dudes who just you can't seem to hurt, that way you can at least like make them lose their phases by coordinating your attacks. So, and then hopefully plow them down, because like as a comparison, some of these like arc villains and stuff like that are in the game can do upwards as like 20d6 or more as their base attack without pushing. So they can be very, very dangerous. So okay, Jeff, you did 45 energy damage against the guy. He has 24 resistance, which means it's 21. Oh god damn, I did it again. 21. Wow. So he's stunned. You what do you call it? What does it look like for when your shot hits this thing?
It hits him right, square in that little center panel area there on his face. It was just a good aim, and
Awesome.
stuns him.
Nice. Okay, and you rolled 40. Yeah, actually, I said the body damage doesn't get through, but yes, he kind of rattles back, and he is on his turn is going to have to recover from being stunned. The other one is flailing around, blindly shooting off its grenades, screaming your name, but I'm not even going to roll for an attack. You know what? Give me one second. There's one thing. He's got one ability that I can't remember how it works. I just want to, for the sake of looking it up now and knowing, when we play going forward. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. So what he's going to do is what I wanted to look up, guys, was the AoE explosion, how that works. AoE things normally just like affect everything equally within the radius. Explosion, it gets decreased for every by 1 damage class for every 2 meters. So for every hex, he's got this thing that's an AoE thing, and as much as you go to DCV 0, hitting a hex is a DCV 3.
Right.
So he actually might have a chance of hitting it, even though he's got such a shitty chance. And AoE will go off regardless. Okay, so his thing I was going to use is power defense. Yeah, he'll try it. Why not? Because he really doesn't like hard point at this point. So he's going to try and target. We'll say one of the hexes over here. It's a OCV. Sorry, the OCV is 0 for ranged. But it's against a DCV of 3, so it's an 8 or less he needs. No fucking way. He missed by 8. Okay, so I'm just gonna roll 1d6 here. So it lands somewhere over about here. The AoE on it is 8 which means it only goes 8 hexes away. So that's 16 meters. So basically up to about here, guys, where my ruler is. Oh, well, it's Jesus, just shy of this guy.
Nice.
So this whole area over here filled with a cloud that goes out coming from that black talon armor. But he doesn't hit anybody.
They need to replant that grass anyways.
They needed to, and something needed to be done. Unfortunately, by this point, all the civilians have sort of run away, so they don't get caught up in this fucking gas cloud. Okay, so that was segment 3. Then we got your recovery, which you took. Next is segment 4, which means the Soldaten gets in action. So this guy, feeling flush with his success, is going to continue trying to shoot you. You had to take a recovery last turn. Stuns drops all your levels, unfortunately. So what's your DCV? Is it 7?
My DCV is a 7.
Okay, so it's an 11 or less is what he needs to hit you. He's kind of just hovering there. Let's see how he does. Misses.
Yay.
So he fires again, but unfortunately he was just far too cocky. You're going down, hero, and firing away.
Got sloppy.
Yep. And that is everyone who acts on the on segment 4. Next up is segment 5, which is Hardpoint and Warlock.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hardpoint, what are you doing?
I am continuing to barrage this one that just came on there.
Okay.
But he's quite injured, so I'm actually going to close to close range with him.
Okay.
I think that should be close range.
Yep, that's the 4 hexes.
Yep. And so now there's no penalty. So roll 3d6.
Let me just go get coffee on. Let me know how you do.
Oh, perfect choice, because I just rolled the exact right number to hit him.
Nice.
Well, no, actually, I'm one better, but still. Okay, so that does 12d6 again. Wow, 40 more damage.
44 damage. Okay, so that is
So 40.
out. Because that's another 20 points of damage, and that's 20 points of stun. So he is going to be, quite. The armor sort of staggers back, does a sort of like, weeble wobble with its hands, and then wham, falls back on its ass. Warlock, what do you do this round? Oh, Jeff, make sure you record your endurance. And Warlock, what do you do this round?
I feel like making it rain some frogs. That's right.
Nice. Okay, so you're gonna make an attack roll. You're gonna use your OMCV versus his normal DCV. So it's a 5.
Okay, nice. All right.
You can assign your levels however you want.
Okay, well, we will put 2 into, well, let's see here. So this is a 5. So it's 46 severe transform. Okay, so if it's successful, does it turn into a frog, or do I have to beat his?
You have to roll double his body.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can it stacks over time.
Right. So this is a line of sight, so no penalty, right? Anyways.
No, there is a range penalty with your transform and your drain and your witch bolt, the blast. Those things use normal range things.
Okay.
Mental blast, mental illusions, and mind control do not.
Okay. Let's see. Well, he's within range anyway, so there's no penalty.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so it's wait a second then. So it's 3d6 plus my DCB or my OMCV, which is 8.
No, 11 plus your OMCV.
11 plus my OMCV, which is 19.
Yep.
Okay.
Minus his DCV.
Which is a 5, you said?
Yep.
Which is 14 or better.
Yep.
Okay, then I'll plug my 2 points into upping the power.
By 1. Okay.
Yeah, you betcha. All right, 3d6, here we go. 14 or better, baby. Boom.
Ooh, close. Nice. So roll 5d6.
5d6, baby. Rock and roll.
17. What's his body? Let's see. His body, I think, is a 10.
Boom.
Yeah, so no, unfortunately,
Cocksucker.
but it's almost there. His body is sort of like and sort of like trembling with mystic
So it's
anticipation.
stacked. So next round, right? I guess.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you just need to roll 3 more points.
So does that actually count as any damage against him? In any way?
No damage. No,
Yeah.
it's you're affecting the mystic transformation.
All right.
Okay,
So 6.
the soldier screams into the mic. This is off turn, but he screams into the mic. We need backup. Okay, so we were on turn. Let's see here, segment 5. So you guys have gone. Next up is the Talons. One of the Talons is unconscious. The other Talon is fired. So you want to do that again? Oh, hold on. You know what? I need to make a roll for the Talon to see if he's shaken your. I owe him 1. He finally has shaken your mental illusion.
Amazing.
Last round. So this round, he's kind of like, he still cannot see. He's still screaming into the comms. I can't see. And yeah, he's just gonna be firing blindly all over the place, so he doesn't hit anybody. I'm not tracking his endurance because they've got this thing called an endurance battery. You can buy a specific set of endurance with a recovery attached to it that is just used to fuel power armor or whatever. He's got such a big one that it's just not worth tracking for me. So he's firing these bolts off that are just chipping through the what do you call it? Yeah, really. So the trees that are around there. We will now go to segment 7, which no one has any actions. And then segment 8 is Hardpoint, then Warlock, then Soldiers. Okay. So Hardpoint, you're up again. What are you doing?
Okay, so there's just this Oh, first thing. Damn it, I forgot the name of them. You typed it in here somewhere. Wait, file. Until.
Yeah.
So I'm getting on the comms to Until and saying, they called in Binder, but we don't see him out here. Check to make sure that he's not making a play on General Kapoor.
Okay. So we can't. We're taking heavy fire. There's so many soldiers. It's Destroyer's men.
Okay.
It came from behind.
Then let's try and finish this guy off as fast as we can.
Yeah.
So I'm going to close in on him and make another attack.
Okay. So I'm just getting ready here. All right. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Ooh, that is half.
Nice. That's max damage then. What were you doing?
Like the same thing, my big blast. So that's 12d6.
So 12d6 is 72? 72 damage. So yeah, this guy is flailing around blindly. I'm going to say so sort of like you can picture that you're, in your silver armor, you're sort of like zip through it, go down and then kind of come up and then unload with both of your cannons right in his face. Blasting him off his ass and onto his back.
Nice.
Unconscious. Okay, and at this, yeah. So that is what are we on? Segment 8 right now, right? Yep. Okay. You hear over the comms. Sorry, Warlock, you got an action first.
Right.
You then the soldier.
All right, I'll plug my points into my OMCV. I'll finish the transformation.
Nice.
And then my little frog.
Go ahead. So your points are in OMCV. That means it's 10 is 21 minus 5 is 16 or less.
All right, let's rock and roll. Kaboom! Made it. All
nice. Right. So you can't roll less than what you need.
That's right.
So you falls to the ground.
And there he shall stay.
He is now a frog.
In the middle of winter. Have fun.
Yeah, until you drop the transformation or until he recovers naturally.
Okay.
Let's do. It's not a frog, but he's a snail now.
It's nice.
Oops.
So, a little high on the endurance.
Okay. All right. So then the soldier does nothing. He says ribbit. And you hear over the comms, Pulsar, Ogre, time to prove your worth. And it's the same voice that you heard before, Jeff. It's what you're guessing is Binder.
Pulsar and Ogre.
Now, here's what you know, because you rolled fairly well for your things. The Ultimates are like I said, they're a group of basically super criminals who all work together. They've been a consistent group for quite some time. Pulsar and Ogre are absolutely not members of the Ultimates. However, disgorging from the same stealth fighters that have been deploying these guys, you see two figures. One is crashing down. Let me, oops. Boom. One of them is here. I'll show you guys what these guys look like. Excuse me, in 1 second. One of them looks, where's my thing? Here we go. Like this, guys.
Oh my!
He hits the ground. Just nothing but like cords of muscle and fury. And this, of course, is Ogre. If you think of a pissed off Hulk, but like slightly different color, you'd be in the right ballpark of Ogre. Ogre is not a member of the Ultimates. He's sort of a kind of dumb, easily led mercenary supervillain. The other character is Pulsar. Again, another sort of mercenary supervillain who looks like that.
Nice.
Fairly competent blaster. Also, he has this is just a bit of like the sort of backstory from Champions, and also sort of dates Champions for when it was created. Pulsar has an unhealthy obsession with the actress Morgan Fairchild.
Nice.
So a lot of his crimes in past things have been in the interest of impressing Morgan Fairchild.
That's ridiculous.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, so Pulsar comes zooming down. He's glowing with energy, and Ogre lands seething with power. Pulsar had acted at the end of segment 8. Ogre acted on segment 9. So now we are on segment 10, which will be Hardpoint, Pulsar, and Warlock.
I'll take a recovery.
Hardpoint, what are you doing?
Right.
So you see these two guys land.
I get Pulsar feels like he can do more damage, and Dumb Hulk, I don't know if he can get me in the sky yet.
Ogre,
So
you do not want to let him get his hands on you.
right.
Ogre is he is definitely trouble. If you think of the sort of damage wrought by Hulk in the Marvel Cinematic U, that's Ogre in a nutshell.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna swing
mechanically
around.
to see how these guys respond. These are classic. It's a classic brick and a classic blaster. Okay, so that's who you're
Right.
facing. Okay, so
So I'm gonna go right up there. Yeah. Okay.
okay.
So I'm gonna move here.
So kind of your jet boots flare and you fly off in that direction, getting ready to intercept Pulsar.
Yep. And I'm going to
Sweet.
fire at Pulsar. Why don't I try one of my other attacks? I'm going to try the auto fire one on him.
Okay. I have Pulsar loaded in Roll20 as well too, but I'm going to see if I can. I'm wondering if it's faster of me just referring to the books. Well, we shall see here.
I'm gonna put my for auto fire. It's the number of hits that matter.
It is 2 less. Let me quickly check it out. One thing I wanted to check was whether auto fire cost. You have to spend endurance for each shot. I don't know whether that's the case. Auto fire. Okay, so you can fire a maximum of 5. You can choose to fire. Okay, yeah. So you can choose to fire fewer than the maximum you've got listed, which in your case I think is 5. For every 2 that you beat the target number. Let's see here. Yeah, every 2 points that you succeed, you hit with an additional time, but you have to spend endurance for all the shots you fire.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
But you don't have to go all full 5. I mean, like, you'd have to beat the difficulty by 10 in order to, to unload with all of them.
Right.
The only time that would be useful is suppressing fire. Suppressing fire is where you have to fire your maximum thing in order to sort of like pin people down or make them take damage if they try and get into an area.
Yep. Okay. What's the laser bolt? That's the one that has the required roll that I can only do once.
Yeah, it's a killing attack. So it does 3d6 killing damage, and then you have to roll a 14 or less in order for it to activate. If it don't,
but you said that's more for destroying stuff.
Yeah, it's a killing thing too. So like it does body damage, and then you roll a stun multiplier for it.
Okay, well then it seems like the best thing to do. I mean, I'll try the auto fire just so we can see how it works.
Yep.
And I'll take 3 shots at him.
Take 3 shots. Okay, cool. So
then I'll put my OCV because that's what matters for this roll.
Okay. His DCV is a 7.
Okay, and I can spend endurance to increase my OCV for this?
No, you can spend endurance. Here's what you can do. So you can spend endurance. There's one thing we haven't talked about yet. Mm-hmm. You can spread an ability. What you do is for every -1 damage class you take, you get +1 to hit.
Oh, okay. But what about this? What about the effort thing that we were doing last time?
That's to boost the damage class or the effect.
Oh, that only does more damage. Oh.
Yeah, it only does more damage. Doesn't it make it more effective to hit?
Okay, then I'll just roll to hit him.
Okay.
So he's 7, so that's 18. Minus my 10 is.
Yeah, hold on. He does have points. Sorry, I'm going to say that when he flew down, he would have had his levels in DCV, so it's actually 3 higher. So his DCV is a 10.
Okay, and so 11 plus my OCV plus my skill is 21 minus his, what'd you say?
His DCV is a 10.
Oh, wow, so this is really hard to do. Okay. So I need an 11 just to hit with 1.
Yeah. So you got about 50% chance right now. Ooh.
Okay, so 9 hits with 2.
Hit with 2. So you blast out. Go ahead. First roll damage, and then we'll do your roll damage twice, I guess, actually.
Yeah, so he takes 86 twice.
Takes, sorry, how much twice? 20. Yeah, 2 hits. That's right. Yeah. So 25 is.
24.
Okay, I got.
He took 49.
I got some bad news. His force field is up. No damage whatsoever.
Well, that's hugely wasteful.
Yeah. Record your endurance.
This is a waste of my life. Oh, why can't I pick my guy? Oh, there we go. Well, that was horrible.
That was unfortunately. So he energy is not. He's quite resistant to energy damage. Okay, so that was you. Then it's Pulsar's turn. Do you have a force field?
Who, me?
Yeah. I can't remember.
I don't know. You never said anything about it.
Let's see here. I'm just checking your thing. So your thing is not described as force field. No, it's resistance. It's your powered armor. The reason I ask, he's going to be attacking with us regardless. I just wanted to know what the effect was. Pulsar sort of, grins at you and says, "That's not a blast, son." And he tries to unload with his powers. He's shifting his points into OCV, knowing that thinking that your armor isn't going to be able to hurt him all that much. What's your DCV right now?
8.
8. Okay, so 10, which means he needs a 13 or less to hit you. 8. So he nails you, and he hits you with this sort of like reverberating frequency of energy that fucking cuts right through your armor. Because you don't, I asked about the force field because this is mechanically a no normal defense attack that is only defended against by. Oh no, don't pour over here. Remember, those things always fucking spill. So, I appreciate the effort, Steve. It's just that, those things are fucking horrible. I don't want to have spilled coffee all over my coffee table. Thanks, though. I appreciate that. Okay, so so what that means then is, Jeff, you're going to take 6d6 stun. So let's see here. Have I rolled that before? I have not. So let's do that. Boom. You take 23 stun, which I think is more than your constitution. So you're going to be stunned for next round. And then I will count his.
That's not more than my constitution.
It's not. Nice. What's your constitution?
30.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, thanks, Steve. It's awesome. Okay. And his flight is.
So I don't get any defense from that at all?
No, because it's been built as an NND, as a no normal defense. Against, like, say, for instance, Steve's power is described as a force field. So he would, he would be able to apply that defense towards it.
Not normal.
Sorry?
Not normal.
Not normal. Yeah. So that's how not normal defense works. It's like twice the cost of a normal attack, but you specify a thing like if you wanted to do radiation attack and say like the no normal defense is life support against radiation. If you have life support that protects you against radiation, my power does nothing against you. If you don't, it does full effect.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that was Pulsar. Then it's Warlock. What are you doing?
Warlock. Now I took a round to recover.
Actually, so there's one guy who gets to act on this round before you.
Okay, sure.
So you hear over over the comms, you hear Binder again say, "You got this covered," and Pulsar says, "Yes."
All right.
Your turn.
I think because I haven't had a turn yet to recover yet. I didn't mean to take a recovery turn.
That was going to be this. So you have to take this turn.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm doing. All right.
Okay, so that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
In case you're catching your breath.
Yeah.
All right, then it is. Then it's Ogre's turn. Ogre sort of looks around, and then he sees you, and hard point, and he says, "Smash, shiny man!"
Nice.
And he's going to leap up and try and do a move through on you.
God.
His fortunately his OCV is not great. He has 3 levels with hand-to-hand, and they're all going into offense. So I think you put yours into DCV last time, right? Or OCV?
No, I used OCV.
OCV, okay. So your DCV is an 8, which means he needs a 12 or less. He leaps up and comes flying at you. He needs a 12 or less to hit you. See how he does. Oh!
Nice.
Just narrowly misses you, and I'll say he smashes down. God damn, his leap is huge. So I actually need to move this map out to properly situate him. So even half his move is there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. My gosh. Bam! He lands almost near the street. Misses you by like just a fraction of an inch, and then smashes to the ground. We are on, incidentally, I'm sorry, I don't think I advanced the turn order. That was 8, 9. Now we're on 10. Yes. So Hardpoint, you're up first. So you're not stunned. What are you gonna do? What's that?
Did Steve not act?
Steve took a recovery.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So yeah, it'll be Hardpoint, Pulsar, and then Warlock.
Oh yeah, back in action.
Shit.
Pulsar's next. Where's Pulsar?
Pulsar is oopsies. Pulsar is right over here. Can you see? He's floating. He just kind of came down the same area. The frog says ribbit.
Okay, let's see what happens when I just use my incredibly higher strength than him to grab him.
Okay. So the all his points are in OCV right now. So you're gonna
fly down on top of him.
Yep.
And I go to grab him.
Okay. So let's see here. Does he want to abort or not? I'm gonna abort to dodge for him. So he'll lose his next action, but he is gonna dodge. So his DCV is gonna be a 10.
So that gives him +3 more DCV.
Yeah, so 10 in total is his DCV. So you're I think you have 2 levels with hand-to-hand, don't you?
Where does it say that? Is that a
One
skill?
level. Yeah, you got under combat skill levels. You have 1 level with hand-to-hand. So you can spend that however you want. And I'll point out too, you've got attacks and maneuvers here. So you could try doing, you're trying to grab. So grab is -1. So what would you like to do with your level?
So I can put my one hand-to-hand to counter that.
Yeah, like basically your levels are accessible when you're using that as an attack. Like you can't use your levels from your weapons array because you're not attacking with that.
Right. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I'll counteract the penalty for grab.
Okay. So it's
just trying to grab against his 10.
Yep, so it's a 9 or less.
Okay, 3d6.
Ooh.
Oh my good god.
Okay,
I've used one of my hero points of 6.
Yeah, you still got 5 left.
Can I use 4 of them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because I want to grab him.
Okay, so you grab him. Now, here's what you can do with the grab. As soon as you effect a grab, there's 4 things you can automatically do. And you pick one of them. You can basically apply damage. You can do nothing. You just hold him. You can apply your hand-to-hand damage by like crushing him. You can, actually, first off, there's an automatic contest between your strength and his. And what you do is you basically roll an amount of, you roll your strength damage. What is your strength?
40.
40, okay. So you're rolling 8d6. His strength is a 15. So it means it's a 3. I'm rolling 3d6. You roll 8d6. We compare body and see who does more body damage. If I do more than you, then you don't grab him, or you don't hold it at least.
Okay.
I rolled 2, so just don't roll all ones.
I rolled 8 +1 -2, so that's 7.
Yeah. So you absolutely grabbed him. Okay, so then after the grabs, you can do crushing damage. You can do nothing, just control him. You can bash him against something like the ground, but you're both in the air right now. Or you can try and throw him.
No, I'm going to crush him.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your strength damage.
So I just make the same roll again?
Yeah, same roll again.
Okay, so that is 6.
6. Okay, so 20 damage. You're crushing in on his thing, but his force field is so strong, it doesn't seem to be giving. And he's like, hey, Hands off the merchandise. Now, on his turn, unfortunately, he asked before Warlock, but he aborted to dodge, so he's lost his action. Next up is Warlock. What are you doing?
Warlock.
So you've seen this happen. You've seen these guys show up. There's been exchange of energy, and then Ogre just went leaping over and smashed down on the far side.
Right. Interesting. Well, I like doing Terrors of the Dark, but I have to get closer to do that one because that's not a mental blast one, is it?
No, that's the drain. Yeah, Terrors of the Dark is normal range penalties.
Okay. Well, I want to try to make Ogre nervous. Maybe I will give him an illusion that Hardpoint is growing in size and turns and becomes made of fire.
Jeff, I'll let you. Do you want to give Ogre more reasons to go and bash the bejesus out of Hardpoint?
More reasons?
Well, okay, because he just tried to grab him, and here's the thing. Here's the downside to being grabbed. The grabber and victim are both at half DCV.
Right. Okay.
So because Hardpoint is grappling with Pulsar, he's gonna be a lot easier for Ogre to hit. If you make him big and scary or whatever else, unless you can win, like you make a free presence attack doing that,
right.
But unless he's, a big chicken, and I don't think Ogre is,
right.
Then you may just infuriate him further. You know what? Make an intelligence check. Let me let you make an intelligence check just for free here.
Yeah.
Let's see whether you actually know much. I'm speculating about what you know about Ogre.
Sure, 3d6, right?
Yeah, and it'll be -2. We'll say for your intelligence. It's 11 or less then.
Ooh, 4.
Fuck. Okay, so any questions you have about Ogre's psychology, I'll answer for you.
Okay.
He's big and dumb and reacts really poorly to being bullied or to being suspected of being bullied.
Right.
And that's one of the
fearless.
He's not so much fearless as like the most touchy motherfucker you can imagine. Imagine someone who will take anything you can any kind of inkling of bullying or whatever, will take it to like, I'm going to tear down this building now.
Okay.
So please feel free to use that however you like.
Right.
Like for instance, let's say if Pulsar was bullying him, he may turn his ire from what he's supposed to be doing to beating the shit out of Pulsar instead.
Right. Interesting.
Pulsar and Ogre, incidentally, Jeff, you know this, they don't traditionally work together necessarily. I mean, they've probably been hired together before, but they're not like a duo. And neither of them are members of the
all right. Well, then I suppose I could do a little bit of like, would that be a fascination or a glamour to make, what if I try to get Pulsar to mock him?
Well, remember, mental illusion, as long as you do well enough, you can make him see whatever. You can alter their entire surroundings. So you could alter it to have Pulsar mocking him, like, "Hey, you stupid fucking idiot! Why don't you do what I told you, asshole? Come on! Don't make me come over there and hurt you."
And even fire a fake imaginary shot at him or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So
let's rock and roll.
Okay. So go ahead and make. So his DMCV is a 3.
Yeah. That's what I like to hear. All right.
Yeah.
So we're doing which one are we doing? Glamour here or mental illusions? I guess so, right?
Yes. You're which one is the mental illusions one?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're really not that different. They're pretty much
so which one? The
Fascination and Glamour look almost the same, and they kind of
Fascination. No, because Fascination is mind control. You're entering a suggestion.
Right.
You don't create things. What mind control specifically does is you say do X, and then depending on whether you succeed, they may or may not do that.
Okay.
Mental illusions changes what they're specifically perceiving. Okay.
Yep. So we'll do that. So Pulsar the jerk strategy in effect, and I roll 3d6.
I'm gonna say just because the amount of like terrain in the way, it won't affect you, but you're gonna fly up a little bit just so you can see Ogre.
Okay. So
right, because it is line of sight. So yeah, having regained your strength, you fly up. Your OMCV is 8. Right. So fuck. That's 19 minus 3.
Nice. 16.
16 or less.
Kaboom. Boom. 10. There we go.
Nice. Oh, not a crit, but still pretty fucking good.
I'll take it.
Okay, so roll damage or roll effect rather.
96, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then,
am I doing anything with it? Maybe I will.
You forgot to. You have to say it beforehand. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, and then count your endurance afterwards.
96. All right. There, 96. Kapow! 32.
32.
Nice.
Okay, so his ego is yeah, so he's seeing whatever you want.
5.
What is it that Pulsar says to him that he thinks Pulsar says to him?
Geez, Ogre, I didn't know you fought like such a girl. Look at you down there wrestling with a guy half your size. We brought you along for a reason. Quit being such a pussy. And then I fire a rocket at him. Yeah.
He blasts him. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's see how Ogre. Okay, so and then also actually that's -5 to his ego rolls to resist it too.
Okay.
Just like the other one. No, -4 this time because it was only 22 you beat it by. So -4. All right. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. So we're on segment 10. Segment 11, no one acts. Segment 12 is everybody. Hardpoint, you're up first. Hardpoint, Pulsar, then Ogre, then Warlock. So Hardpoint, you're up first. You are grappling with him, and you're currently both at half DCV. You can choose to do damage again.
Can I make a roll? Does he have any flight capabilities?
Yeah, he's flying. If you want
He's a flying hero.
He's a flying hero. Well, flying villain, but yeah.
Villain, yeah.
Yeah, basically the way that you do contests in this of any kind of powers is you just sort of like divide the power point by 5, to give a number of D6s. So like if you wanted to like fly against someone, and try and like resist, use like your jet boosters to beat their strength or whatever, that's how the contest would play out.
So I don't seem to be able to do anything past his shield.
Well, what else you got on the you're not right now, but you also haven't critted. But what else is in? Well, right now you can only you'd have to use any of their other powers in your multi-power. You have to actually let them go.
Right.
You can really just do damage, or you can throw him, or you can just hold him.
Are you a cute dog?
You get a sense that he's not going anywhere. What you can do, here's the advantage to this, is that you've made him really fucking easy for others. So like if you had worked with Warlock before, what you could have worked out was like, I'll grab him, and you could scream over to the comm, shoot him now. And
am I aware of what Steve has done to Ogre?
I don't think so, no. But what you are aware of is that Warlock did do some kind of weird mystic whammy on the Black Talon before that seemed to cut right through his armor. So like if you wanted to maintain the hold and make him at half DCV, it'd be that much easier for him to hit and therefore easier to crit with his mental blast, which cuts right through his armor. Force fields don't do dick about against psychic attacks.
Okay, so then I'll try to fly him closer to Warlock.
Okay, so let's do I'll just make a contested strength here. I actually, honestly, like, even if why don't you roll? If you roll a bunch of 1s, then I'll bother to roll for Pulsar. So let's roll 8d6.
Oh shit! Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. So it's half face. So to maintain the hold, you can move half your movement. Go ahead and move yourself to where you want to go, and I'll move Pulsar along.
Okay. So we can go 20 meters.
Okay.
Which is like there. So. Oops, it's like this. I think is right.
Yep. Okay. Hey, where are we? Let me go. Get off me.
And then I'll say on the comms or whatever we have to Warlock, I'll say, my blasts are ineffective against him. Use something that'll go through his shield, and you can see that I'm restraining him.
All right.
Okay. He is going to try again. Okay, so it's on Pulsar is up next. He is going to shift his multi-power, and he's going to try and use basically a power punch to try and help force himself away from you. So I'm going to roll 8d6, and you roll 8d6. Let's see here. I have not rolled 8d6 before, so that's me. I got 3, so I got 11 in total body. Go ahead and make your roll. No, you got 7. Okay, so he breaks the grapple by blasting you off. That does cost him some endurance. So I'll add that in.
That was Pulsar, right?
That was Pulsar. Yeah, Pulsar is out of the. Yeah, but basically he's out now in time for Ogre to take his turn.
Nice.
Okay, so Pulsar is no longer grappled, but that's it for his action. Warlock, what do you want to do? Oh, no, sorry. Ogre's up before you. He's got more, his dexterity is higher.
Bastard.
Okay, so Ogre kind of shakes his hand and he's like, Ogre, no like Pulsar! And he leaps at him. 1, 2, yeah, he's going to go flying over here and try and grapple with Pulsar. Pulsar did not think to shift his levels, unfortunately, so they're all in OCV right now. Let's see here. So his Ogre's putting everything into what do you call it? Into OCV. It's 9 plus 11 is 20 minus 7 is 13 or less. He fucking nails him.
Nice.
All right, so Steve-O, since this was your idea,
right.
Why don't you roll? Let's see here. His momentum is a 2. Why don't you roll 15d6 for me, please?
Oh, it's all right. You just type it in. 15d6.
Yeah.
Pow, 54. Nice.
54. Wow. Okay, that will get through his shield. Okay, so his physical defense is a 23, which means he takes 31 stun.
Eat it. Nice.
Jesus. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's see how that does for him. Yeah, he's not unconscious. He's like, what do you get off me, you stupid lunk. So he's really just further infuriating Ogre. Me no stupid lunk, stupid Pulsar lunk. And I'll make the ego breakout. His ego is abysmal, so I need a 7 to break out of this. Nope, he still thinks he did it. All right, so then it's Warlock. What are you going to do?
Oh, this is going pretty well. I think I'm going to keep this up. I think I'd like to do another illusion on Ogre, where this time it's Pulsar laughing at him, saying, "Is that as hard as you can hit?" As I said, what a little girl. In fact, I'm going to fight both of you guys at the same time. Here, watch this. Ogre. And he fires with a blasted Ogre.
Okay. Now your thing is still until he makes the breakthrough. Like
Right.
it's still going.
Also, I can't really stack it up. There's nothing to stack.
Oh, it doesn't make it. Well, you could. I mean, it would if you rolled better in the ego damage. It would make it more persist longer, right? But what you could do is for instance, you could whack. Hit him. That thing is persisting, and I'll let you modify the illusion so it's
Okay.
still mocking him, right?
Right.
You could because that's consistent with what the first illusion was. You could now whack him with that slumber thing, and he would still think Pulsar is the one. You make him think that Pulsar is the one who's zapping him.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay.
I like it. All right. Good call. Just about out of energy, though. All right.
It's almost it's segment 12 now. You'll get a
you
post segment recovery.
24. All right. Okay, good. All right, so at 24, so I will do that. I will 6. That's irresistible slumber 66, and I will add the juice to the. Well, he's pretty good resistance, isn't he? Sorry, his resistance sucks.
His resistance is garbage
Okay.
against mental attacks. Yeah.
And I'll boost the power of the shot then.
Okay. Did you want to spend any endurance to juice it up any further, or are you
I see.
rocking the?
I'm pretty much done with endurance.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and make your thing. Make sure you're spending for your flight as well too, because you've been maintaining that.
Right. Okay. So wait. So how much do I have there for?
3 per phase you use it.
So what is my endurance again? It is.
It's on your token. Just keep adding it in.
35. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Total. So it's 3d6 though, right? Okay.
For which?
to
hit?
roll this to hit.
Yeah, yeah. So his OMCV is 3.
Oh, 14.
That is yeah. I think that's a hit.
Boom. All right. And so that we get so 10d6 then.
No crit.
Damage. No crit. No.
For which? For your
Sorry. So 76 for the
mental blast.
Irresistible slumber. Yes.
Yep. Go ahead.
All
make your damage roll.
Kapow! 31. Yes.
31. Yow. Okay. So he Pulsar make Ogre sleepy. No want to sleep. Okay, so then it that is the end of that segment. Everyone take your post-segment recovery.
Noise. And it's on all things, right?
On your endurance and your stun, yes. And actually, I forgot to record Ogre's endurance, but his recovery is fucking crazy. So,
4 minus 8 is 16. Nice.
Okay. Your hard point is incredibly endurance efficient.
Yeah, he's got like 100 endurance or whatever.
Okay, so we now roll over to segment start of the segment. Pulsar, because he's a speed 6, actually has an action on segment 2. So he will act on that. Well, he is kind of occupied with Ogre right now. He's gonna blast Ogre, or yeah. Get off me, you lunk! So his is a, and he's gonna put all his levels into DCV. So 7 is 18 minus 6 is oh, hold on. You know what? He's got to recover from stun from that last hit. So never mind. Pulsar spends segment 2 recovering from the last hit he took from Ogre.
Noise.
Next up is segment 3, on which Hardpoint, Ogre, and Warlock have actions. So Hardpoint, what are you doing?
Hard point.
You've seen this madness unfold.
I'm gonna try. I have another ability here that I want to try. Ogre's not asleep, is he?
No. Ogre's got a pretty crazy recovery. So
okay, I'm gonna try and use my enervation on him.
Ooh, neat.
Drain his strength.
Okay, so you describe for us, what does it look like when you change your weapon?
So the cannons like that are on his shoulders, like they actually open up, and there was like a lens in front of the beam that was making it this focus thing, and the lens disappears, and sort of like the raw power source of the cannon is now revealed.
Nice. I'm going to get rid of this mystery soldier because I just don't think that the frog's coming back into play.
So there's like no blue. There's no blue to it when it fires now. It's just like the white effect that you could sort of see in the blue.
Okay.
It's just now the whole beam, and it's like 6 times as wide.
Awesome. So it makes this zorching sound.
Yeah.
Okay, so your Ogre is DCV is a 6 right now.
Okay, so
You think your dog is going to lift on that?
I might as well. Oh, I can't. Can I increase the effect of this?
You can spend endurance. Yeah, 10. Remember, you get up to 10 points to boost it.
No, but also with my my weapons array multi-power thing.
Yes, that too. Good. Every 2 points.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that twice. So I'm gonna increase it from. I'll spend the extra strain.
You know what? Hold on. I think I might be. Hold on, I might be doing this wrong. I think maybe levels can only be spent on damage classes. Hold on.
On OCV or.
No, on attacks that actually do damage.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's not effect class. Let me just double check that. Yeah,
powerful.
damage classes. Sorry, endurance. You're like pushing can boost any kind of ability, but the what do you call it? Combat levels can only be used to boost damage.
Okay.
And drain costs 10 points. Drain costs 10 points per d6. So you would spend 10 endurance to get an extra d6.
That would raise it to 7.
Yeah, because like remember, every point of endurance that you spend is equal to 1 character point. There are some abilities that cost 5 character points per attack, like your blast, or per d6. And there are some abilities that cost 10 character points per d6, like mental blast or drain.
Oh, So the whole 10 gets me to 76, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And then, but that means I can use my weapons array multi-power +2 to increase my OCV for this shot.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm +9 then. So 11 + 9 is 20, and minus, what did you say?
His the DCV is a 6.
I need a 14 or better.
Yeah.
On 3d6.
Nice. That's a hit. Go ahead and roll effect.
So that's 7d6 now. So now I record like it's the same as the other, as like body damage?
No, this is what it does is it drains 24 character points from his strength. So his strength will go mechanically, I'll tell you guys, goes from a 65 down to a 41, which means that he loses 3 dice of his hand-to-hand damage.
Good.
And you could do that again and hit, because you can drain up to a total of, let's see here, 76. That's 42, up to 42 points of his strength. Now, if he had an ability called Power Defense, or this Power Defense, that would subtract from that amount, but he does not. So that's why drains are damaging, and also why Power Defense is pretty fucking handy, because these kind of things can be really crippling. So yeah, it's like still says, Pulsar, still make Ogre weak like him. Okay, so that was Hardpoint. Next up is actually Ogre. Ogre's not pleased about getting weaker, so he's going to try and pound on Pulsar again. Now, Pulsar has put his points into DCV, so he's got a 10 DCV, but that means a 10 or less to hit for Ogre. Yeah, nails him again.
Nice.
He's only doing 8d6 damage this time, though, which is mostly blocked by Pulsar's force field. So Pulsar gets hit again. But here's a time where I will implement. I forgot to do it last time because I should have done it with the last hit was knockback. Now he did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of body damage. I'm going to roll 2d6 to see and subtract that from it, and that is how many meters he goes flying back. Where's my 2d6? I know I rolled 2d6 at some point. Maybe I didn't. Okay, let's see here. I rolled a 3, which means he goes flying. What did I say? 5 meters back. So he's hit by Ogre, and he goes flying back and takes another 4 points of stun. So he is hit again, and he goes flying back, skittering along on the earth there. That was Ogre's turn. Warlock, you're up. What are you doing?
Warlock is going to.
Hold on, I gotta make you had to decide what you're gonna do. I'm just gonna make another save for or ego roll for Warlock. Warlock is shaking it off now. He rolled a crit. So not only did he shake it off, he knows exactly who did this to him.
Oh, okay. Oh, so this is Ogre now.
Yeah. Sorry, Ogre I made his check. So he hits Pulsar and then kind of shakes his head and he says, "Pulsar, not bully." And he looks over and you make eye contact with him and his like face, and he just his jaundiced eyes are just full of fury now. He's like, "Floating man trick, Ogre."
I'm just shopping. I'm not got the wrong guy.
So what are you doing?
Apart
from attracting Ogre's ire?
Right. Maybe I should make myself disappear or something. That's one thought.
That could be one of the spells you prepped. You don't have invisibility, but you're.
You got to work with the glamour or something, right? It's an illusion.
Well, no. You're what do you call it? No, you can't do that.
Okay.
But what you could do is you could tell me that your variable point power pool was used to prepare an invisibility spell.
Yeah.
In which case, Now you couldn't do this going forward. Like if you built a character that was like this too, this is a level of bullshit I wouldn't let you do. But what you could do is prep it up accordingly to make it yourself invisible to sight, and hearing. Say would cost you 30 points.
30 points, eh?
Yeah, it would cost you 3 points of endurance to cast it.
Right.
But then it's constant until you drop it. You'd be invisible.
Cool. It's rock and roll.
Yep.
Just like that.
Now it costs you endurance each round you maintain it.
Right.
But yeah, like you could. That's what you could spend your turn
I can
doing.
maintain it, and I can still cast another spell, or is maintaining it.
Yeah. No, but it just you as long as you got the endurance to spend on it.
It's just rock and roll. Okay, invisibility.
No, just taking action to. I think activating it costs you nothing. So yeah, it just costs you 3 endurance. So that's your spell. You're invisible now.
Kaboof. All right. 3 endurance. All right.
Yep. So and then 3 endurance because you're flying still.
Okay, so then 3, so it's 22. All right. Okay.
And what are you gonna do? You're invisible now.
All right. So I'm invisible now, so I can just walk, or I guess I could. You already hit me with the flying, right? So maybe I should move in a little bit.
If you like.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe a little cover there.
Okay.
A little closer. I'm invisible. All right, and there I shall stay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that was Warlock. I think that's the end of that. Oopsies. One thing. End of that phase. Next segment is 4, in which case Pulsar has an action. So Pulsar sees that Ogre has been affected by Warlock now. Now you are So you have a fringe against you. To have no fringe is 10 more. Here's the thing, Steve. Instead of getting invisible and silent, you could just take no fringe for 30 points. You can get invisible altogether.
Yes,
no fringe. Yes, then you cannot be.
And I'll be back on the ground now, so I'm not flying anymore. If that's all right, by the tree.
Yeah, you can land. Sure. Okay, so Pulsar has no idea where you've gone. So the only observable target is actually Hardpoint.
Sorry, Hardpoint.
So Pulsar looks up at you, Hardpoint, and his hands flare with power again. He first floats up into the air, and he's got up to 10 points of flight. So he flies up fairly, maybe to the same height that you are, and then he's going to try and blast you with his what do you call it? His stun blast again. He's putting all his points into DCV though. He doesn't like getting tagged. Didn't like getting grappled that last time. So what's your DCV right now, Hardpoint?
8.
8. Nice. Okay, so he needs a 10 or less to hit you, and he hits.
Oh.
Okay, so that is 66 for stun. There it is. All right, you take 15 points of stun, and your defenses do nothing, unfortunately. That was segment 4, and then it is segment 5, on which Hardpoint and Warlock get to act. So Hardpoint, what are you doing? Pulsar just blasted you.
What happens if a character's attribute becomes 0?
If it becomes 0, it depends on the attribute. Generally, you can't go below. Only body and stun can go below 0. But what happens is if you keep draining it below 0, then it delays the recovery. You only get to recover 5 points in the post segment phase. So it just makes it a lot longer for you to recover.
Okay. So, but what if it was at 0?
If it was at 0, then it depends again on the attribute. If your strength's at 0, you're sort of collapsed on the ground. Your body's at 0, you're potentially dying. If your constitution is at 0, you can't catch your breath. If your intelligence was at 0, you just sort of like stand stunned. If your ego is at 0, you're just completely, you'll follow any instruction that anyone gives you, and so forth.
Okay. So is my enervation attack blocked by his shield?
By pulsars? Unless he has power defense, then no.
Okay, then I'm going to turn my enervation on Pulsar.
Okay.
Noise. I'll concentrate fire on him too.
Okay, 0 strength. 0 strength does no striking without a weapon. No strength damage when striking without a weapon unless he uses a maneuver. You must succeed in a strength roll in order to perform any action that uses strength. They may have difficulty moving their own weight too, but abilities like flying, swinging, tunneling, you can still use those. So if what you're trying to do is like set up a better, more effective grab, then that's a great way to do that.
Okay.
Okay. So he's all in DCD right now. It's 10.
Okay, so 10. I might as well spend my points to my energy weapons to raise my OCV this turn.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 9. That's 20. And what'd you say he's a 6?
It's 20. He's at 10. So you had 10 or less.
No, but what did you say his DCV was?
The DCD is a 10.
Oh, it's a 10.
Yeah.
So I need an 11.
Yeah.
Or no, I need a 10. Yeah, I
You
need
had 10. Yeah.
God, this guy's ridiculous. But I hit him.
Ooh, got him. Go ahead and roll your innervator, your drain.
Okay. So that's 66. Boom.
Nice. Okay, that's enough.
Holy shit, even with 3 1s, he loses all his strength.
Okay. So you turn, and again that white hits him, and he's like, "What are you done? Ah, God!" So his strength is a 0 right now.
Strength is 0, eh? So wait, so that means you can't. What?
Well, he can fly though, so he can fly
He can't
around.
really shoot much. or
Yep, he
what's
can still.
Okay.
Yeah,
Still blast,
he's
right?
just like, feeble. If Hardpoint, then like I'm picturing sort of he hits him, and then he kind of like underneath the mask smiles and kind of positions himself ready for another grapple.
Right. Good.
So that was Hardpoint. Ogre does not have an oopsies. So we're on segment 5, which means it's you, Warlock. What are you doing?
All right. Well, Warlock is going to stay invisible. I think he's going to use some cheap attacks. You can stay that way for a little bit.
Okay, so you got to spend 3 endurance to
Stay invisible.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here's the thing: if you're spending a recovery, remember that you got to drop all powers.
Okay.
Right, in
Well,
order
no
to do
recovery
that.
yet. All right.
Okay, I got to take a piss. You make your decision in what you're gonna do.
Okay.
I don't look forward to playing this back and seeing how many. I got to repeat like 7 times.
Competitive people pee a lot. It's it's a psychological fact, according to Rollo. All right. Yeah. What do you think? Which one do you want me to hit?
It doesn't matter. I mean, we really need to take them both out. So
Right. Pulsar's a little more damaged. What do you think? Go for the weaker one?
yeah, finish them off.
All right. Maybe I'll just mind blast him straight up. Makes it easy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going to mind blast Pulsar.
Nice. Okay.
Right.
His OMC or DMCD is a 4.
DMC is a 4, nice, and he is 10 meters away, so that's
Yep.
no penalty.
My mental blast is a line of sight thing.
Witchfire.
You're using Witchfire against him.
Yeah, so
Just like as a metagame thing, remember that Witchfire does energy damage. Jeff's energy blast against him did fuck all against his because his force field was great.
Okay. So he's better off with the mind control stuff.
Yeah, like the mental defense is what you would apply against the mental what is it, mind blast?
Right.
That's why mental attack is more expensive, is because it cuts right through every defense other than mental defense.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe I will irresistibly slumber this guy. Because Fascination and Glamour, what do those roles do with the 96? That's to beat their ego or whatever.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's irresistible slumber the guy then. What the heck not?
Okay, and that's which is it mental blast?
That is that's a mind blast. Yeah.
Mind blast. Okay.
Mental blast. Yes.
Mental attack. Okay, so
Right.
yeah, that's an OMCV attack. It's against a 4 for him. So put your levels where you want.
Let's go with damage. All right. So let's roll 3d6 then. Here we go. Straight up. Ready?
Yep. So
Boop, 7.
Nice.
Oh, is that crit?
what did you need?
I think I needed so I was 11, right? Plus 8 is 19.
Yep.
Minus is 4 is 15.
That's a crit.
Boom!
Max damage. So what was your? It was boosted to what?
7. So
76. That's 42 stun.
Son. All right.
So basically, he says, what do you call it? He's like hit by the enervation ray. And he's like, "What have you done to my?" Oh, and then his drifts off to a pleasant slumber, collapses down. So 42. There's no defense against it. That means he took 67 in total,
Nice.
which is look at his little bar.
Yeah,
Jesus. Okay, so how far into the negatives of stun that you go, that determines how long it is before you get a chance to take another recovery. His stun is at 50, so he's at minus 15, which means like basically a whole turn has to go by before I think it's a turn or a minute, before he gets a chance to actually recover. And then beyond that is DM's option.
Nice.
So let's see here. He's at minus, what did I say? Minus 15. Oh, he does get a post-segment 12 recovery, but that may not take him into a wake up. What I will let you do is, because he did fly up, his force field's down now because he's unconscious. Go ahead and roll 4d6 and we'll add that to his stun damage.
46.
Yep.
20. Nice.
Or 20. So he does get his normal PD, which is so he takes another 7, which puts him into the 20. Yeah, he's out for at least a minute.
It always makes me think of those Mel Blanc films with Bugs Bunny wrestling with the big what do they call him, like the British Killer or whatever, you know what I mean, and then he'd slam a safe in the guy's face, and he'd be wearing a nightie and
So he's Pulsar collapses down unconscious. That I believe is the end of what turn are we on here? That was segment 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for segment 5. Segment 6 is Ogre. Ogre, let me advance it to segment 6 here. Looks up at you, Hardpoint, and says, You hurt, Pulsar! You big bully! And he jumps up at you and is going to try and just punch you, I think. Although his strength is weakened now. You're the one who made him weak, too. So, yeah, he's not happy with it.
Nice. I like
He,
that.
in fact, is going to try and... yeah, he's going to try and just punch you. So his OCV is a 9. What's your DCV right now?
8.
8. Okay, so it's 12 or higher I need, or 12 or less. He hits. Okay, so that means you take only 33 points of damage of stun. So that's physical. So apply your PD to that, and then whatever's left over is stun. He sort of leaps up, smashes you, and then lands down in the... and hold up. We got to check for knockback. 1, 2... So I rolled 9 body damage. Let me roll... Oops, wrong dice. Let me roll 2d6. So 9 minus 4. You go flying 5 meters. So I'll put 3, 1, 2, 3 back this way. Ooh, one more, and you would have been plowed into Warlock and done damage to him. Okay, so he hits you and you go flying back away. Now it is that was segment 6, segment 7. No one acts. Segment 8. Hardpoint, you're up first. It'll be Hardpoint and Warlock.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna do another innervate on him now.
Okay. Yeah, because you've got an effect of 24 on him. You could still do up to another, depending on whether you push it or not. You still could do a fair amount of more damage on him.
There's a limit though to it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The limit is how many points it is?
Yeah.
Like, how do you calculate that, Kev?
Sorry, you only put 10 points. Like it's a 1-for-1 basis. Every point of endurance you spend gives you an extra character point, and then depending
No,
on
not that. What's the maximum strength drain I can do to him?
it's whatever the maximum your roll is. So like if you've got 66 in your drain, the max you can do is 36. If you push it, the max is 46.
Oh,
42. 42, because you would be boosting up to 7.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Boost it again. And I will use my weapons array to increase my OCV up to 10. So it's 21 minus his DCV.
So against ogres.
Yeah.
Ogre DCV is a 6.
So I need a 15 or less.
Yeah.
Oh, so close to double or the maximum. So that's 76 drain.
76. Oh, that's
26 more
awesome.
strength.
Okay. So once again, you got him basically. Oh, and you pushed it. Nice. So remember to count 10 extra endurance at the end of the round. And that means you have him down to the maximum of 42 down, which means his strength is a 23 right now. Ogre, puny now. Okay, so that was what segment are we on here? Segment 8. I guess I don't need to see myself, so I can put it over there. Segment 8. So it's Hardpoint, and then Warlock. You would go next, but there's someone else here that you weren't aware of. And you hear in your mind a woman's voice saying, "Oh, there you are. Why don't you turn that power on your friend?" I'm going to make a mental attack against you.
Mental defense.
What is your mental? It's 8 right now, right?
My mental defense. Oh, M is DM is an 8.
OMCB is an 8. Okay.
They rolled an 8.
10. Okay, so we need a 13 or less. Nice. Okay.
Here, point. No, I can't do it. No.
You can't affect theirs. Okay, and
Start.
Yeah, really. I haven't rolled this much before, so. Oh, let me check something here.
A little bit more than double my ego.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Well, I get a defense, so don't I?
You know what? Why don't you turn for this round? Why don't you turn your mental attack on Hardpoint?
No, I don't want to do that.
So for your turn, why don't you make an attack against Hardpoint using your mental attack?
All right.
Okay, so go ahead and make your attack.
All right.
I will place who is fucking with you here now.
Can I drop my invisibility?
You can drop your invisibility, yes.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay.
And I will just use a basic attack. Which fire, maybe?
No, you're using your mental blast. You've been
Mental blast.
You've been
What?
mind controlled. Is what's happened.
Okay, so the irresistible slumber one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be 6 points. Wink.
So, Hardpoint, what's your what is it? DMCV.
EMCV 5.
Yep. So that's a 14 or better. Yeah.
Yours is 5. You said.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said fuck.
Mine is fuck all.
Like, mine is fuck. This, incidentally, is who you see on the street.
Boom.
Hardpoint, you can make a knowledge superhuman roll or a knowledge skill superhuman world thing. And Steve-O, you want to make your
3d6. Here we go.
you don't have to put your levels into OCV.
I won't.
You hit.
Yeah, I hit 11. Yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Hardpoint rolled a 9. Emmy made a fart. Rolling
Emmy.
damage 66.
Okay, Jeff, you see out of the nice a low roll. So you take 17 more stun, Hardpoint, but moments before that hits, you see out of the corner of your eye. Oh no, Esper. Guess what
I
she
am
does?
extremely stunned.
Are you over your stun total?
Yeah, way over now with that attack.
Oh,
What is your stun? No, your stun's
Do I take
36.
Yeah, but you
Sorry?
haven't added the 17 yet.
Oh, okay. So what are you at right now?
I'm at 31 plus 17 puts me to 48.
Yeah, go ahead and add it in there. Your bar will be over, but that's fine. Okay, so 48 is 12 over, which means that you get a post segment 12 recovery. That's when you get your next recovery. But your powers all drop, so you sort of drop to the ground unconscious. That was segment 8. Warlock, you know who did this. And you look over and see Esper across the way, and she's got a grin on her face. So that was 8. Then it is segment 9, no one acts. No, Ogre acts. Ogre looks over at you, Warlock, and says, "You tricky man." And he will leap over, because he does have his leap still, but remember, his strength is a 23 right now,
Nice.
so he does
still stronger than me.
fucking nothing. Well, yeah, but that's compared to his 65 he had before.
Right.
All right. What is your DCV right now?
My DCV is a 7.
A 7.
Sorry, a 7. Yeah, 7.
7. Okay, well, thanks to the enervation, he needs a 13 or less to hit you. He hits,
Ooh.
but he only does 5d6 damage because of
Nice.
the effect of the enervation.
I'm glad for that.
So 17, does that even get through your defenses?
Well, barely.
PD?
So my PD is like 16. Normal PD is 14.
14, so you take 3 points of stun.
Yay!
So he hits you, and you're kind of like, bracing yourself for this hit.
Oh no!
And it's like,
Oh,
what the shit?
Okay.
Okay, so that was Ogre on
Yes.
segment 9. Now it's segment 10. It is Warlock, then Esper.
All right. Oh, poor Warlock. So this is round 10, right?
Yes.
All right. Geez, I really need to gather up some strength, but
Or
I also need to hit Esper. Where's she? Where is that? Little mix.
so I had to spend her.
There she is. All
Sorry. There we go.
right.
Her endurance.
I'm thinking her mind control. So which fire is against PD or is it against?
Witchfire is against PD. Yeah, PD and ED. No, energy defense. Sorry, Witchfire is an energy attack.
Right. Okay. It's also a distance thing, and my distance is not so great.
Yep.
How much can I walk? What's my speed there?
Your,
5. So I can walk
what is your
5.
running?
What's my running?
That would be your running. Half of your running is what you can move in half a phase.
Okay.
So what is your running's on the right there? 12, so 6. You can move 3 hexes, basically. No, sorry, you can move 3 hexes.
3 hectares. That's if I'm running.
If you're spending the whole phase doing nothing but moving,
All right.
then yeah, you're spending you can move 6
Yeah.
hexes, but that costs you 1 endurance.
Okay. Now the 1, 2, 3. Just move 3 spots. There we go. And then what is my distance to old Chicky Poo? 34 meters, which puts it into the -4 range, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
What's her defense? Her personal defense there.
Her DCV is a 7.
DCV is a 7, hey?
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be 19 -4 -7. Is that what that?
It'd be 11 plus 19 minus 7 is a 12. -4 more is an 8. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Of course.
You know what? I'm gonna give her +1 for cover as well too, because of that tree.
I see. Or I could try to do a mental attack on her, like a glamour fascination on her. What can I do?
What do you think? I'm gonna grapple with someone of your.
I mean, someone has to deal with this chick. Although, well, wait a second. Is Hardpoint out?
Hardpoint's unconscious until after segment 12.
Oh, that's so good, is it? Okay. What I will do then is shit. Maybe I'll have.
You do have Ogre who's stomping around right behind you as well too.
Yeah.
He'll have another action on segment 12.
Right. I think I might have to try to confuse old crazy Ogre here a little bit. Hit him with another fascination or illusion. Now let's see here.
I'm just gonna take Pulsar off the board because he's just not doing anything further in this fight.
Okay, he's out there.
Yeah, you guys. The combination of the hit and then the fall.
Right.
Did not help him.
I guess I'll make an illusion of Hardpoint getting back up and then interposing himself in between us.
Between you and Ogre?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and make your attack against him.
Okay. So that is.
What's your endurance right now? Jesus.
31.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so rolling. Let's see here. Dice roller. All right, so it's 3d6. We roll. What am I aiming for? Who cares? 8. There you go. That'll do it. Hey, wait. Does that actually?
8. So let's see here. His DMCV is 3. So yeah, it's a 19 minus 3, 16. That's a crit.
Boom.
So max effect.
Oh, I didn't say extra damage. That's okay. Max effect. So that is 9 times 6 is 54.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. So 54 is exceeds his ego by 44, which means he's going to take -9 to his ego rolls, and that goes down by 1 for each roll he makes. So yeah. So he's going to keep for the foreseeable future. He may keep pounding away at that invisible. What do you call it? Although again, sorry, I forgot that his strength's only a 23 right now.
Right.
So yeah, he's like what do you call Deadpool and the Tyrannosaur. Okay. All right. So that was your action on segment 10. Esper has an action on this as well. She is. Actually, just gonna try and blast your mind. So
blow my mind, baby.
Your what is it? DMCV right now is an 8 still.
Yes.
Okay, so 8. That means she needs a 12 or less to hit you.
Yes.
Hits you. So you take. You don't have any mental defense. So unfortunately, you take the full front of this or full
I
brunt.
don't have the DMC like the
Mental defense, no,
yeah.
Because you're not strictly like normally. There's nothing to prevent you from buying that. It's just that when the designers built your character, they I think because you're a sorcerer more than a psychic, they didn't stack mental defense on you.
So this is not DMCD.
No, this is against. It's against. It's a mental attack, just like your mental blast.
Okay.
Okay, so she's just hitting you with a psychic assault right now.
Okay.
And because your mental defense, which is the defense against this stuff, you don't have that. You take 17 stun.
Ow. Right.
Is that more than your endurance or your constitution?
No, my constitution is 18.
Nice.
Boom.
Okay. All right. So you get zorched by her. What do you call it? Her mental assault.
All right.
And she seems to be sort of smirking at you too.
Yeah.
As she's doing this. Okay. So then that was it. Then it is. No one's got actions on segment 11. Segment 12. Ogre leaps forward and tries to grapple with a non-existent hard point. Shiny man, go down! Shiny man, slippery! He'll make his dice roll. If he gets a crit on it, he'll succeed. Otherwise, he is F'd in the B. Oh, no. Okay.
Nice.
So
Good.
that's it for him. Then it'll be Warlock, then Esper. So, Warlock, what are you doing?
Oh man, I got 2 points here that I can. I guess I'm gonna have to try to dazzle old Esper with what I got left here, with what's left in the tank. I think we'll go with a. What are we gonna do? Maybe I should try to mind control her and get her to attack Ogre.
Yeah, you could try that. I mean, this is.
You know,
Why don't you try it?
I only got 2 point shots left. I got a glamour or a fascination, so I can either do an illusion, or I can try to mind control her.
Okay, here's the thing. When you run out of endurance, you don't go unconscious. You don't you can still fuel things. It just costs you stun to do it.
Well, okay. Well, I still got a 2 point attack left, so I'll use it.
Yeah, sorry, I should have mentioned that, guys. That if you run out of endurance, you just you can start using stun to do it to fuel your stuff on a 1-for-1 basis. It's just that you're effectively taking damage.
Maybe I'll use a glamour and make it look like Ogre is attacking her, like I've got control of Ogre.
Oh, sorry, no, you take 1d6 stun only for every 2 endurance or fraction thereof that you expend.
Okay. Over your.
Yeah, like once you exhaust your endurance.
Okay.
So sorry. So what are you doing?
Maybe I'll do another glamour. Maybe I'll make it look like Ogre is attacking her, like I've controlled his mind to make it look like she's hard point, and then but all she'll see is Ogre attacking her, but she's not really attacking her.
So you're trying to create an illusion for her?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so
right up with illusions.
her
Labyrinth of illusions.
DMCV is an 8 currently.
All right.
So what are you gonna do?
So I will pour my points into MCV.
Okay.
And
So that means you need a 13 or less.
13 or less, eh?
Yeah, because it's a line of sight with this one.
Let's do this, baby. 3d6. Hit me, son. Boom.
Nice.
All right.
That's a success. Okay, so roll damage. It is
9.
9. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Come on, baby. Give us what we need, son.
So 30. Now here's the trouble.
Mm.
She has mental defense.
Yeah.
So she gets to reduce that. She has 20 points of mental defense, which means your effect is a 10, which is less than her ego.
Yeah.
So it's just compared, like Ogre is like batting around an empty Coke can.
Right.
Her is like trying to push a granite building.
Right.
So it's just like, and her will is indomitable.
That's all I had left.
Then it's her turn. She kind of laughs and she's like, "One shouldn't dabble in the tricks of the mind." And then she tries to wallop you with her thing. The same psychic assault.
You should know better.
So let's see here. Her OC or OMCV is a 10. Your DMCV, so she needs a 13 or less to hit you with this.
Hey, roll a 19. I'll piss you.
9. So you take another 5d6. Be grateful she didn't. You take 17 points of stun again.
Minus my nothing.
Minus your nothing because you're
Ooh, 34. So what does that put me up to?
So you're, I think you're just barely above. But
Yeah,
fortunately, you know what? You're just in time. You're hit by this thing, and you sort of like see spots and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's post segment 12. Why don't you all take a recovery?
Woo.
Now, Jeff, if you need to take double recovery to regain consciousness again, do that because we're just fucking around with the system tonight. So.
Oh, okay, I see. I don't know if I need to.
What's your recovery?
It's 20.
Oh yeah. Okay. So and what are you? You were at 40. What?
Okay, so I'll be at 28, which means I'm conscious.
Yeah. Okay. So awesome. So yeah, you're.
No one knows that, so I could spend another round catching my breath.
If you want, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so everyone's done your post. You've done your post recovery.
Yes.
Fuck, you're still rocking. Those bars are looking pretty full.
Yep.
Okay, so top of the round then. First person to have an action is actually Hardpoint. You're on segment 3.
Noise.
Nope. So what would you like to do? Take a recovery?
Yeah, I'm just going to take another recovery. No one realizes I'm conscious necessarily, so...
That's right. So recover your endurance and your stun. Then it is Ogre who thrashes wildly at invisible Hardpoint. Let me make a will roll for him. Nope, he's still going to be doing that next round.
Yay.
Then it is Warlock. What are you doing?
Warlock needs food badly. I think Warlock might just have to take a little bit of a breather.
Okay. Remember, if you do that, you have to drop everything.
Right. Including the ogre spell.
No, that's not maintained.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, that's an instant. It continues on.
Right. I guess I'll just take. Well, it's up to you, Hardpoint.
You're on the ground right now. Anyway, I'm not sure if Hardpoint has told you that he's awake yet.
All right.
Yeah, it's the first time you guys have ever worked together. So, okay. So then if that's what you're doing, you get to recover. So go ahead and make your recovery.
All right. Well, let's do that. 19. Bam. 26 goes down to 18.
Okay.
All right.
She is going to cockily start striding towards you.
Mm-hmm. Cockily.
So she's just sort of like swaying along. And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, little wizard. Did you need a break?"
Oh yeah.
And her eyes flash again, and she's going to try and. You told me that you put your levels into defense, right?
Well, of course. I mean, that's
Yeah, I thought that's what you said.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So when she blasts you again, she needs an 11 or less now.
Nice. Thank you so much. All right.
So she wallops you again with this psychic assault. You take 19 points of stun.
Damn, I'm stunned. All right. 19 plus 18 is 37.
19 plus 18 is 37. That's right. Yeah. So once again, you're seeing those spots,
right?
And you think you taste blood in your mouth. Okay, so now it is. You are you over your max?
Yeah, I'm over. I'm 7 over my max.
Oh yeah, you're unconscious then. Boom, you're down until segment 12. So yeah, she's sort of like. All right, then that was segment 3.
Smoker Hardpoint.
Next time someone's got an action is segment 5, which is Hardpoint.
Right. Okay, bitch.
And now she seems to be slowly walking towards Ogre. Do you want to just let her keep coming? Like let her get closer? Or you want to move?
Wait, but she's attacking Ogre?
No, she's look like she's going to try and help Ogre.
Oh. Yeah, I don't care about that. I'm gonna fly up.
Okay. Ogre's now 28, by the way.
So I can fly.
Yeah, because
there. Okay. So that makes me 16 from her. Well, it's the segment. And I'm going to hit her with the full blast.
Okay, I am going to give her give you -1 to your OCV because of that tree in the way.
Okay.
She got partial cover. You can reposition yourself somewhere else if you like. Because you've got, I think, 20 points of flight, don't you?
Yeah, but that's where I flew to.
Oh, okay, okay. Is there a way of positioning yourself, like, say, right, here or here?
Oh, yeah, I guess probably.
Yeah, just because otherwise she will get the it's only one, but yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, and I'm gonna hit her with the full pulse on blast.
Okay.
So
the little focusing lasers go back up in front of the my cannons, and the blue lasers fly forth from the.
Fly forth.
Okay, go ahead.
Her arrows.
Her DCV is a 7.
Okay, so I am 21 minus 7 is 14.
You know what? Here, hold on, Jeff. I want you to do something. We didn't. We'll take that as your role, but I want to see something here. Are you trained in stealth?
Stealth. No, I don't believe so.
Okay, so then what I'd like you to do is make whatever your dexterity roll is -2. Roll that, and let's see if it's. I'm going to see if you can get the drop on her.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's contested. So remember that you make your roll, and if you succeed, however much you succeed by becomes a penalty for her perception roll to see if she saw you.
So for every 5 points in my attribute, I roll a d6.
It should say right on the character sheet. It'll say on the right side of it, right hand side. Like whatever numbers there, roll. Hard point, your roll is a 14 or less for dexterity, so -2. You need a 12 or less.
Oh, it says there. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, so I need to roll 3d6 and be under 14.
That's right. No, because -2 to your skill, so it's a 12 or less.
Oh, and I got a 5.
Holy shit! So she needs to make a perception check against
Nice.
-7. Her perception is I need a 7 or less in order to succeed. Otherwise, she is so close. Okay, so she's actually at half DCV. Okay, honey, stop looking at the sofa. Jesus. That means that her DCV would have been a 4. So does that mean you got a crit or no? Excuse me.
No, because I rolled an 11.
Do you want to roll again? Oh, yeah, you can roll again if you like to see if you can get a better result, or you can take that 11.
I'll just keep the 11. It's fine.
Okay, so go ahead and roll damage.
Because this does a lot of damage to her.
Yeah.
12d6.
Did you push it? Jeff, did you push it?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't say I didn't.
Okay. Holy
But I think 43 will hurt her hard enough.
Yes. Okay. So she has a force field as well, but you did enough. Enough gets through that she kind of staggers back, stunned. So you let's see here. That was segment 5. On her, unfortunately, she gets to spend her turn recovering from stun. Next up is Ogre, who flails at fictitious or illusory hardpoint, still screaming at him, flailing in vain, and fails his mental save. So that was segment 6. Segment 7, no one acts. Segment 8, you get to act again.
Nice. Okay. Well, I feel like she just cannot stand up to another one of these attacks.
Yeah.
So,
This may be a point where you may want to push to get those extra 2d6.
yeah, I might as well.
Yeah, because that's a little bit extra. Basically, it's an extra free 2d6 damage directly to her because the last one seemed to pierce her defenses.
Yep. So,
her DCV currently is a 7. She's stunned, but she's aware you're attacking now.
yeah. So that's exactly what I needed was a 12.
Nice. Go ahead and roll damage. I think
So I
it's
hit her
14.
14 now.
Yep.
53 this time.
Whoa.
Nice.
So she's. Oh fuck! You know I forgot to roll knockback for the last one too. I should have been because you did a shit ton of body last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So basically, you did 15. Jeff, roll 2d6 for me.
Okay. 2d6. That's a long way from 14.
Nice. So she's
9.
falling back 3 hexes, basically 6 meters,
Yeah.
and lands 53 minus her shield is 30. Yeah, she's unconscious.
Yeah. Nice work.
Okay, and would a post-segment recovery bring you back to consciousness or not?
Yes, it would.
It would. Okay.
Barely.
So we'll just role play out because we're at pretty much quitting time right now anyway.
Yeah.
So she's unconscious on the ground, and I'm not gonna give her recoveries or whatever. Warlock, you come to, and you sort of see out of the corner of your eye, Ogre's still
Over my head.
flailing away. How do you guys deal with Ogre's actually recovered all his stun damage right now? How do you guys resolve the issue with Ogre? However you guys suggested is going to be fine by me.
I'm shaking my head. We're getting the cobwebs out. I'm looking up at Ogre, and I'm still trying to size the situation.
He seems extremely susceptible to your mental attacks.
Right. Did you say something?
Can I suggest something?
Yeah.
Because you haven't used this yet. Remember how shitty his ego is?
Yeah.
What if you just looked at him and you say, Ogre, just sit down, and you hit him with the mind control? Because that's a suggestion.
Okay. Why?
Okay,
not?
so that's what happens then. Is
All right.
you sort of stagger, you're like, just sit down, and he kind of whoop, whoop, looks like a robot automaton, and then just sits right down.
All right.
And it's kind of still panting with the the amount he's worked himself up. So Ogre has been pacified. Esper is unconscious. Pulsar is unconscious. And it's at that point that you guys hear. Well, actually, what do you guys say? So I'm going to zoom out for the viewers at home so you can see the wreckage of the park. There's a frog hopping around. There is a bunch of two sort of disabled Black Talon mecha, and there's soldiers that are all scattered around too. So you guys sort of survey the surroundings and are kind of both pretty beaten up. Actually, Hardpoint's doing pretty well. You're feeling a little under the weather. What do you guys say?
That's it.
Well, immediately, as soon as the situation's under control here, Hardpoint is on the comms trying to talk to the rest of the team to find out about General Kapoor.
So you guys check on. They say, where what do you call it? What the contact for Until says, wait, what? Hardpoint, where have you been? We've been trying to warn you. We've got what do you call it? Kapoor under control, but in Kensington, north of the river. And you know where this is. So you sort of look. It's north of the thing here. He says, you got to get there immediately. So let me just show you what awaits you.
The battle in Sunnyside.
North of the river. So you go flying north. Now, in this map, guys, north is on the left side. Oh, no, that's not right. North is on where you thought it was. You guys sort of like dust yourself off, and you're like, God. And you go flying north. And as you're flying north, what you see is this. You hear a woo, 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 and this fire truck goes flying past you.
Oh, good.
And unless one of you guys try to intercept the thing, crashes into downtown. And as you reach Kensington, which is a neighborhood just on the north side of the river, this is what you see. You're going to want to zoom out for this because it's big.
Nice. Babura.
This is to scale, by the way, too. And let me get the measuring tape out, so I'll show you just how tall this guy is.
Nobody crosses a Jugo Juice in my town.
That is 64 meters. That's how tall this guy is.
Oh dear.
Towering over them. And he's smashed, the Jugo Juice that's there, and is towering over these things. He stands about 200 feet tall. And he looks at you guys and he says, "You won't stop me." And what do you guys say as we end the session?
Oh, shit.
Do we have any timeouts left?
Okay, cool. So that's where we will we'll end the combat portion of the session. But we'll stay broadcasting to do a quick debrief here. So that's our first time playing through a full on fight with superpowered enemies in the game. What did you guys think?
Very, very fun mechanics in the game, and I like the chessboard style play of it, and the rock paper scissors too, for sure.
It was neat seeing your abilities are super fucking effective against non telepaths, but that's why it was I was like, all right, well, I'll throw this person in. We had a half hour to kill anyway, so I figured I'd throw a mentalist in here to show the contrast between the two.
Right.
Jeff, what do you think?
It's cool. It's definitely very rock, paper, scissors with the characters.
Yeah. And I think it's neat that like you can like a tough guys can go and fight tough guys too, and it would take a lot longer to grind that fight down. Like you do need to be tactical in the way that you're attacking.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, and I dig that. Like if you guys had, if your characters had played together more, I think it would be neat to what do you call it? To see how you guys had built up like certain tactics, right? Like that you were going to grapple and then you were going to hit him with something that was, one of your big whammies, but that was hard to hit, right?
Yeah, I could definitely see that characters who've fought together more often, you're going to know each other's tactics better, and it's going to make a big difference.
Yeah, that actually applies the opposite way too for villains. Like villains can do teamwork just like heroes can. Try and get the stacking up on stun. It depends on how smart the villains are. Ogre and Pulsar were exactly as they are written in the game. Ogre is big and dumb and tough and easily bamboozled. But if he's supported by a mentalist or a telepath, he can be a pretty dicey guy to deal with. That was amazing seeing how effective the what do you call it? Your enervating ray was.
Yeah, it's a cool ability.
Always good to have an enfeeblement ray.
Well, it's cool seeing, one of the things is it was interesting to see how the different powers worked out. Like your transform, right? Against the transform against.
Yes, last thing I do is I stick the frog in one of Esper's pockets, and then I walk away.
Yeah, the what do you call it? That was, from a DM's perspective, that was a more interesting combat, like superhero combat, than any. And I felt more like I had a better idea of how to control the level of difficulty and whatnot in it, more so than I've ever felt in Mutants Masterminds or DC Adventures. DC Adventures for me feels so swingy that I don't ever know whether you guys are going to knock someone out or whether you're going to, whether you're going to like not be able to actually take someone down. So in terms of planning for encounters, stuff like that, this is way the fuck easier. How did you guys like the the slate of powers that you had? Did you feel you had a lot to do?
It's I like the way it's sort of, you can tinker with the numbers. It's sort of like a war gamers game, right? It's got lots of numbers in it. And you can variables. Yeah.
Sorry, Jeff, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say I find that there's lots to do. That's for sure.
Yeah, and like all we did really was just sit down and fucking slap each other around and stuff like that too. There's the whole, like, a lot of our campaigns end up being a lot of chatty stuff as well too. So that whole side would be, any powers that you had or skills that you had that would service that would still see a lot of play in the game. It's just, tonight was about like really putting the combat thing through the paces. I think both of you guys are confident in how to, how the speed system works, how the what do you call it? How the combat attacks work and shit like that now. Hey?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. And it was interesting seeing, because I don't know if it was because you just used a lot of endurance for your character, or you pushed a lot in the first couple of rounds, but like you seem to be really hurting for endurance.
My magical abilities cost stuff. If I'm flying and doing other things at the same time, it adds up. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And then you pushed for like 2 rounds though, right?
Yeah.
So you attracted 20 points more of endurance right at the beginning.
Yeah, that's right.
And your recovery was an 8, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's tough to bounce back from.
Yeah.
You were not hurting for endurance whatsoever, eh?
No, not at all. It's a cool aspect of the character, that's for sure.
It's no, I'm looking forward to. So, does that? I take it that we're still on board for making characters for this and playing again.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I do
like the system. It's fun for combat.
It's really so and that's the other thing. Like what I was saying to you guys before. Like I think that the amount of what do you call it, of tactical crunch that's in this game. Like it doesn't mean that every game or every session is going to be about combat, but if since there is going to be combat in a superhero game, it's cool that this is a really fun and exciting, and it gives you lots of options. It's not necessarily that, like, I don't think it's a system I would use to run everything, but for superhero stuff, I think this gives the appropriate level of tactical depth for our group. That more so than what the other games that we've played have.
Right.
So, yeah, I am looking forward to hearing. And last thing, do you think this has changed, having played through this? Has this changed what your idea of what you wanted to play or how you're going to build your character?
It was, I think, a new cool thought for sure. Need lots of endurance for this guy, for example.
Yeah.
I don't know if it changed my plan a lot. I still like to try the character concept that I came up with.
Yeah.
In fact, some of the attacks that Steve was doing were like some of the last couple things we didn't get to on the powers that I was going to make for my guy.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That could be kind of interesting. Like, so that, like, he's got like this, because like I said, it's based on the science abilities. So he's got like what makes a man attack, which is like sort of a biology based attack.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Maybe it's like almost like some kind of a poison effect, or something that affects your body directly.
Well, again, like the way that you approach design for hero system is, what does it specifically do mechanically? Like, there isn't a poison effect in the game. Poison is built as either a drain of something or a killing attack, depending on what it specifically does. Yeah. So
I'd probably make this a drain of some sort.
Yep.
And then I got a power that I don't know if I'll have to ask you about this one, Kev. I want to do something related to computer science. So this power is called the Man in the Machine, and I want to make it so that he can interface with computers and machines with it.
That's a super easy ability. I think it's a sense ability called like Machine Link.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yep.
And then the last one is the one sort of that like is like Steve's, like where it's like attacking their ego or their whatever. The power I named it was, does God exist?
Okay.
And it's like sort of like this existential terror effect.
One thing you guys would want to think about too is the different roles. Like, what I think this fight demonstrated the importance of having sort of versatile group of people in the party. So like if Nick's going to make a brick effectively, then someone should be a blaster and someone should be the I can't remember what they call it, the one, like, to me it sounds like the characters that both of you were thinking of building, like Natural Disaster and your character Jeff, are very similar in abilities. You guys bring a lot of the same stuff to the table. So I'm not sure if you.
I can change whatever.
Well, and I was going to say, I'm going to preserve. I'd prefer to use champions to run it, but because of what Nick said, like he said he'd make a new character as well. I'll keep that campaign intact, and I'll run it for you guys at some point. I've said that I'd run something for you going forward too. So if you and Nick want to, I'll do Shadow of the Demon Lord for your birthday, and I'll do Nick's for Nick's birthday. I'll do champions. We'll play another adventure of that.
Sure.
Those characters are built now. So okay, so then so that way, if you're playing this kind of character, Jeff, Steve and Nick, maybe share that sort of the role, the character role that you want to sort of claim, so that they can build characters to flesh out other areas. Setting aside like the tactical advantage of having that too, it's for a story purpose. It's good to have different thematic spaces for each character, so that you can have different places to be awesome at, especially for superheroes, right? Because you're supposed to be some of the best in the world and whatever. So,
right.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, I enjoyed the hell out of that. Again, that was a lot of fun too. And I'm glad that you guys defeated the guys appropriately too. It's cool to see how they have built these characters. Like Ogre and Pulsar are built to go down. Like they're built to be beaten. They're built on close to either more or close to or equal to rather the amount of power points you guys are built with, but they're built as villains in that they have Achilles tendons in them, or they have Achilles heels in them rather. Right. So, and I think I'll see if you guys agree with this. what I was thinking is that, you know, one of the reasons why it's okay to like award character points consistently in this game is that they always the sort of like common or what do you call it, accepted wisdom for it is that characters who get points and are built on 200 points extra of XP are way more well-rounded than characters that are just built with 600 character points. And I think that going through the process of like getting mind fucked, right? Like if you play this character again, I'll bet you'd probably put points into mental defense, right? You know, and Jeff, like you might put, I don't know what points, like maybe power defense or whatever. Like if you were subject to a drain, you may put points into power defense, or geez, like a force field, right? Like that's how you got hit with that no normal defense thing.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So cool. Well, I'll look forward to playing this again. For those listening at home, thanks so much for joining us for another session of Champions. We really enjoyed the game. If you have any comments or questions, or if I have somehow fucked up the rules in some capacity, please feel free to correct me. Otherwise, we will see you again soon. I think next thing is Star Wars chronologically, but we will be back with more Champions at some time in the near future. So thank you.